FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, an Odyssey sports station. WFAN Sports Flash.
And the support brought to you by Con Edison. The Yankees were shut out by the Twins 7-0 last night. Austin Martin broke the game open with a bases-clearing 3-run double. Carlos Rodon suffered the loss. He allowed 2 runs over 6, good enough to win, but when the offense goes stagnant, not going to help for sure. Here's manager Aaron Boone, who says, well done by Rodon.
6 innings, 2 runs, and kind of navigates it. Probably should have been less, probably should turn that double play behind him there where he's getting out of it. I thought he finished really well. I thought he added and subtracted, reached back with the heater when he needed to. I thought he executed some good sliders. So overall, I thought he threw it well.
You all right, Jerry? Jerry BT killed
It's interesting, huh, Jerry?
I went to the Adam Sandler concert. What's the problem?
Who'd you go with?
I went by myself.
5 runs.
Did you get lucky?
Whatever.
We'll get to it.
Cam Schlittler tonight on the Fantasy. The Mets are home for the Padres. Clay Holmes takes on former Yankee Michael King. The Mets lead Arizona by a 1.5 for the third wild card. The Phillies did wrap up the NL East. They beat the Dodgers in 10-6-5. Monday Night Football, Chargers over the Raiders 20-9. The Bucks beat the Texans 20-19. The Bengals signing Mike White to their practice squad. They've got the injury to Joe Burrow. Week 3 opens Thursday with the Bills and the Dolphins. And former Rangers Hall of Fame goalie Eddie Jockman passed away at the age of 86. This report brought to you by Flushing Bank. It's 70 in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Jerry Recco on WFAN, now streaming on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
We focused a lot of our attention on the Mets letting their wild card lead go away, BT, and the Yankees, because they've been a shoo-in for the postseason for a while, have kind of taken a back seat to that. But today we start with the Yankees, who, no matter what now, it's 12 games to go. They're 5 games back in the division. I was always holding out belief that the Yankees would win the division from Toronto, especially with their soft schedule here. And look, the Yankees could go 11-1 in the final 12 and make things interesting. But the math would say the division likely out of reach right now. Also, they don't have the tiebreaker, so it's really 6 games with 12 games to go. The Yankees, no matter what, have made their road to the World Series, which that's the goal, getting back to winning a World Series, far more difficult than it was a year ago.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think when you look at the 162-game season, a lot of people say, that doesn't really matter. Get in, just take your chance. It's random, and, you have starting pitching, and you have a chance to win, and anything can happen, as we've seen a million times here. But this is a good example of how when you don't do your job to the fullest extent, you complicate the path here. And that's all there is to it. Yanks aren't going to win the division, barring something wacky, as you said. Now, I do think, and I really like this, I think the Yankees very quietly, because we've been uber focused on the Mets and what's happening with them, I think the Yankees have quietly shown some grit the last month or so. And when you get, whether it's Boston, and we'll go through all the scenarios, obviously, and flush through this here, but when you look at a Fried, Rodon, Heel, Schlittler combination, however you want to put that, that very well might be the order. In terms of starting pitching, and obviously if Judge and Stanton hit some bombs, the Yankees could beat anybody. But there's no doubt that right now, with the prospects of playing a wild card, hopefully in the Bronx and not up in Fenway or out in Houston, you might face a Garrett Crochet in a game 1, and that is very, very daunting.
Yeah, and you don't know if it's going to be home, on the road, whatever it may be. But also already, you said they could beat anybody. Yes, but they're going to have to beat an extra anybody or an extra somebody this year. And for the Yankees, even though the expectations may have been lowered a little bit after losing Soto, they still had a great offseason. Everybody loved the plan B. To me, losing to the Toronto Blue Jays, regardless of where anybody thought the expectation were, that's just not good enough, especially a team that has punked them. The manager said it. I mean, head-to-head, we know what the Blue Jays did. The managers talked about how bad the Yankees are. The freaking broadcasters, multiple broadcasters have said it, and the Yankees let them get away with winning that division without really challenging them. They got it down to 3 games, I think was the closest that they've got in the last month or so, but they didn't even really challenge them, and that just makes a difficult path, and to me, that's not acceptable. Now, it doesn't mean that the Yankees can't beat them in the postseason. As a matter of fact, I would bet that the Yankees would beat them head-to-head in the postseason. I just think the Yankees are better, but they should have been better in the division. The Yankees, the Mets, they're held to the highest of expectation, especially the Yankees. They got to go out there and win the division, so that's already an X against them. Obviously, getting in is the primary goal here, But, man, last year you saw what the Yankees could do when they had that bye and then went out there and beat the Royals and beat the Guardians. It is a much, much more difficult path. But it's something that really didn't have to happen because the Yankees should have been better than.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, there's the Yankee standard, and then there's the standard that I think sometimes gets a little twisted. And I'm going to give you the standard that I think the Yankees deserve the benefit of the doubt here, which I think a lot of people have glossed over. Garrett Cole hasn't thrown a pitch this season, and Luis Hill, who was the reigning Rookie of the Year last year, missed basically 75% of the season, and he's really just starting to get his act together. If you told, you go through any baseball team that is on the short list to do something meaningful going into a season, you take away a Hall of Famer at the top still in his prime and a young flamethrower who's very important to the rotation, not to mention Clark Schmidt, Tommy John. I mean, the Yankees, when they left camp there, or at least the beginning of the February as they start to prep for the season, that's 60% of the starting rotation that is not pitching, or that did not pitch a chunk of the season. And oh yeah, by the way, you remove Juan Soto with 40 bombs and all the things he did offensively. So I don't agree that the Yankees have had this season where they should get ripped for or less than. Now, it's been frustrating. There's been moments where, particularly starting with that series up in Fenway, I guess that would have been June, I think right around middle of June there, where the Yankees were dissolving and they were imploding on the bases and defensively. And there's been a lot of stories with the Yankees that have been frustrating, mainly Volpe and whatever's happened to him. But I think in totality, I look at the Yankees. I think the Yankees having a very good season. I think the Yankees have a chance to do some damage.
Yeah, well, of course, they have a chance to do some damage. They got to win the division.
Why?
They're the New York Yankees.
What does that mean?
Yeah, they should be better than Toronto. The Yankees were not built to finish in the wild card. They were built to win the division.
You're missing what I'm saying here, Sal. So
injuries happen to everybody.
I understand that.
If you're satisfied, then that's fine.
It's not about being satisfied. Yeah. It's about understanding where they are and what's happened to them. And the Yankees.
What's their payroll?
The Yankees, it's less than the Mets.
No, I'm talking about Toronto. We're not talking about the Mets.
I don't know what Toronto's payroll is.
If we want to get into the Mets, we could do that.
I don't know what Toronto's payroll is.
It's not as high as the Yankees.
Understood.
So then why are they the division winners and the Yankees?
Because they played better baseball.
Okay, but that's my point.
No, I don't disagree. Yeah. Listen, I think Toronto is a good team. I think these are two very different discussions.
You said you thought Toronto was better than the Yankees. I did not. You've said that all along, that Toronto was a better team. I
thought they were going to win the division.
Yeah. And so to me, that's not acceptable, having anybody within your own division better than the Yankees. And it's just because they're getting in. And I get it. You could get in and do damage. We'll see. They've made a very difficult path. For me, I can't sit here and accept just getting into the wild card. It's great that they make the playoffs every single year. I think it's disappointing to lose out to the division of the Blue Jays.
Well, I mean, disappointing is how you frame it. I mean, okay, fantastic. So they're not going to win the division. That's over. And the script will be written when the script is written. I just think it's very important here to understand that what they lost, I think it's an unfair representation. We can sit here and say the Yankees this, the Yankees that, the Yankee lore, the Yankee championships. I have gotten off that train a long time ago, and I just evaluate every Yankee team for who they are and what they are now. And the team that was supposed to start spring training, Sal, this is not the same exact team. There's been a lot of modifications to this team. They're also trying to piece it together with a 38-year-old first baseman.
They signed him.
I get that. No, I understood. They make a move for a third baseman because what they had wasn't good enough. I think that when you look now, if they lose early in the playoffs, it's a different evaluation. But I look at the Yankees as being more resilient than less than.
If we evaluate the regular season, do you think the Yankees have had an overachieving regular season or they've underachieved?
I think it's probably in between. I'm not going to say that they overachieved. That's ridiculous.
Right, me neither. I would think that they underachieved. Now, again, there's different evaluations. Evaluating them in the regular season is different from the postseason, which are two separate things. I'm just saying that in my mind, I always felt like they're going to win the division, or at the very least, contend to win the division. That was their goal. I never once said, well, they don't have Garrett Cole, they can't win the division. They still should be better than Toronto. So the fact that they've played like the way that they've played consistently, I know they got better in the last, 12, 14 games, whatever it was, playing the good teams and winning a bunch of series, still not good enough to where the Blue Jays are now pulling away with 12 games to go. And the fact that in total, at the end of it, that the Yankees aren't winning the AL East, that could lead to a quicker out than what we saw a year ago.
I agree with that, but that's a different discussion. So we could bridge that now. So whether the Yankees did what they were supposed to do or what some. And by the way, I didn't think they were going to win the division necessarily,
right.
So I'm not incredibly surprised by this. But now that's missing the mark of the urgency of making sure that you don't start this series up in Fenway or out in Houston. Like now, the Yankee, you can't lose to the Twins here. You can't not be the top wild card. And this is a different road, and it's a tough road. But the Yankees, to me, now have they have a chance to win series. It's going to be tougher because you've got to play an extra series. But listen, and we're going to get some answers here, Sal. We're going to get some answers on, is Fried truly a New York ace? Can Rodon get it done? What do you get from Heel? Is Schlittler the real deal? Is Judge going to wake up and hit in October? I don't have the answer to these questions right now. I don't. But I do know, and I think most people would probably agree, if the Yankees start up in Fenway and you're facing Crochet game one, I mean, even in the Bronx, Garrett, Crochet game one, it makes it tougher because think about the Yankees' optimal lineup. It includes Ben Rice. It includes Trent Grisham. It includes Ryan McMahon from a defensive perspective. And if you have to face Crochet a couple of times here, Yanks gonna have problems.
Yeah, I mean that could be a bad spot, and again, they put themselves in the spot. Now, who knows? I mean, maybe they could go out there and beat Crochet. Garrett Cole. Aaron Judge has gotten over his issues with Garrett Crochet to where he could take him deep, and maybe the Yankees righty bats can take advantage of it. Stanton, I know he's been in a cooler here. That's what he does, but maybe he gets streaky in a 3-game series and goes out there and beats the Red Sox. Before we get into those specific matchups, I do think though overall, when you evaluate this team and look at it, they were built to be better than what they were. Now, I don't know if you want to say, think about it. A lot of people, you included, said they were going to be better than what they were a year ago. Can you definitively say that now, that they were better than what they were a year ago?
I can't definitively not say that. I can't say either. I've got to see how they play in October.
Well,
I don't even know who the starting shortstop is now.
Regular season I'm talking about, because October is a totally different evaluation for everybody. In the regular season, do you think the Yankees are better this year than they were a year ago?
Probably not.
Right, me too.
Probably not.
And that's why I'm saying that there's a disappointment. I don't get why we're like laying off the gas as far as the Yankees not being good enough to win the division. It's been a disappointing regular season. It doesn't mean that their season is over. It doesn't mean that they suck. It means that they got beat by a team who they should be better than in Toronto, and a lot has gone wrong for the Yankees. Now, you give them credit by saying in a year where a lot has gone wrong for them, they're still able to be a top wildcard team, or at the very least a wildcard team, but dude, the division was there for the taking, and the Yankees just never went out and got it. And ultimately, it is going to be worse than what it was a year ago, and that wasn't the idea.
Yeah, but I don't disagree with that. I mean, that's why if you think about the conversations we've had this year, how many times have I said I think the Yankees are going to win the World Series?
Right.
You haven't heard me say that once.
Right.
I have not said that once. So this is I guess to me, context matters with everything, right? I just got to point out, Garrett Cole, gone. Luis Heel, 80% of the season.
I know, but every team's got excuses.
No, but not every team loses an ace and then maybe their second or third best pitcher and is still going to be a playoff team fairly easily.
Right. Well, okay, but then you give them credit for making the playoffs, but not winning the division.
Well, I think that you have to.
Yeah. I mean, again, you could go around the league and talk about the Rangers won a World Series without all their best pitchers, or DeGrom was hurt or whatever. I hate to bring the Mets into the conversation again, but they were without Kodai Senga, Sean Manaea for an extended part of the year. Like, that's how they were built on those guys. So if we're not making excuses for them, and I don't make excuses. Whoever's there, you got to go out there and play. And even with those injuries, like the Yankees, Max Fried wasn't here a year ago. Bellinger was supposed to replace Juan Soto. Dominguez up. Like, if you go individually, it's even worse. Dominguez disappointment, Wells disappointment, Volpe total bust, Goldschmidt not what we thought that he was going to be. Now some guys have hit more, of course, meaning Jazz had a terrific season, and Bellinger has been, I think, kind of what we expected. Bellinger has been. Yeah, Ben Rice has come out of nowhere, and he's turned into an impact offensive player. So there are some hits. There are a lot of misses too. I just think overall, BT, when you have to evaluate, in my mind, the baseball season in two separate ways: the regular season and then the postseason, because that's a different animal. I'm not saying anything definitive about what the Yankees can or cannot do come playoff time. Regular season, the fact that they're going to be likely now a wild card team after the loss last night, combined with the Blue Jays win, 5 back, don't have the tiebreaker, 12 games to go. It seems like the division is over. To me, that is a disappointing regular season.
But it's only a disappointment if you think that they were going to win the division. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's only a disappointment if you think they were going to win the division.
Right, but they were not built to win a wild card. Like,
well, I understand that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been a great season.
Right.
I don't think any Yankee fan thinks it's been a great season.
But that's kind of my point.
Right. I don't necessarily disagree with that part. So
it just doesn't seem like you care about the division or not. And if you don't, that's fine.
The game's changed, dude.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. The game's changed. Like, latching on to divisional supremacy, it's a waste of time. You play the games, and then, dude, how many times have we looked at teams and said, this team is locked and loaded, and they get bounced? So it's just changed to the point where that's now part of my evaluation process.
Right.
I've never once looked at this team and said, they're going to win the World Series. I never once looked at this team and said, wow, they are loaded. I never once looked at this team and said, they don't have any chance to do anything. It's really always been kind of in between. And I think that that's the best analysis. I think it's the most accurate analysis.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Neil is calling from the Bronx. What's up, Neil?
What's up, gentlemen? Good morning.
Neil.
Good morning.
The problem with the Yankees is the bullpen. Rodon's last 2 starts gave the Yankees 6 innings of 2-run baseball. These are games they need to win if the bullpen could keep the damn score where it is, where the starter leaves it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Neil, I don't know what's going on with Luke Weaver. I don't know how you trust him. It's a problem. I mean, the bullpen, to me, is a problem, which is part of the reason why they're not going to win the division. I mean, there's just issues with this team. Who do you trust? Let me ask you this: when the game is in the balance, there's probably 2 guys that you really trust right now. Bednar is one of them. I guess you have to trust Weaver, but it's not full throttle.
I can't.
No. I'm saying not full throttle.
Yeah.
And Cruz is a guy that at least I think is going to go out there and go out there with the guts. But if his splitter's bouncing, listen, the Yankees bullpen is a problem.
I don't honestly trust Williams second more than I would.
Devin Williams.
Weaver's he's getting lit.
Yeah, he does not look the same at all. No, I agree. He doesn't look the same, but he doesn't look good at all.
Like he's almost Helsley bad right now. That's how bad it's been for him. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't trust him more than I would Helsley, but that's how bad Weaver's been over his last, 12 appeal, whatever it may be. He's been getting roughed up.
Yeah, he's been rough.
That's a big issue. It's not also they got shut out last night, so it's not just that. There's inconsistencies with the Yankees as well. Nick is calling from St. Augustine, Florida. What's up, Nick?
Hey, what's up, guys? Listen, the Yankees are a total disappointment this year. And when you went into the season without Cole, knowing you didn't have Cole, you still thought you had an ace in Fried. You think BT a lot of times say that even Rodon is almost an ace. You say you might not trust him sometimes, but he's an ace. So you had 2 aces.
I never said Rodon's an ace.
Okay, you say that he's almost an ace, and that
I said he's had a good year.
It gives you great stats. You said that perfect number 2, if anything, probably a number 1 on a lot of teams. I've heard you say that once before, at least. And you went out and got Bellinger. Everyone thought that Dominguez was going to be the Martian, hit 30 home runs. Everyone thought Bellinger, he's played great. But you also got an extra 30 home runs you weren't expecting from Grissom. So I don't know. You got. Everyone thought Goldschmidt was going to hit at least 15 home runs and bat 280 and play a great defense, which we have not seen great defense from him.
No.
So you got a lot of things that the Yankees were going into this season, even though they didn't have Cole. Everyone thought they were going to be very good. And when the season first started, they were rocking. Everyone thought, oh yeah, we're going to run away with this thing. So to sit here now and say it's not a disappointment, I think you're just being false and trying to protect the Yankees a little bit.
Let me ask you a question. When have I been soft and protected the Yankees?
I hung up on him. I'm sorry. That was my fault.
When have I done that? Like, I don't think I'm that guy. I really don't. I don't think anybody's been harder on Cashman than me. I think I try to evaluate them. Baseball's not like football. I mean, the visceral reactions for football are one thing, and the visceral reactions for baseball are going to pop up because we love the Yanks and we love the Mets and we love baseball. But to think that I've been soft on the Yankees, I think, is one of the most asinine statements I've ever heard. I don't think that that's the case at all.
I don't know if I would say soft on it. I'm a little surprised that you're not as disappointed just because you didn't expect it. Okay, fair enough. I didn't expect the Mets to win the division, and I'm extremely disappointed that they didn't win that division. Like, you got to win the division. To me, let me rephrase that. You don't have to win the division. You should win the division. With that payroll in this town, go win a damn division. Now, the Yankees have done it more often than not, which is why you give them a little bit of a pass. But to me, their path would have been far, far easier the way that it was a year ago had they won the division. I still believe they're better than Toronto, so that's why I think it's a disappointing regular season. In total, what does it mean? Nothing. Sadly, no matter what, this year has proved, if many years before have proved it as well, but this year definitively has proved the regular season means absolutely nothing to both the Mets and the Yankees. Both teams have been god-awful at times. Both teams have looked great at times. Both teams have missed out on the division. If both teams get to the postseason, we know the Yankees will be there. Will the Mets follow it up? It absolutely means nothing. The regular season, outside of just making sure you find a way in, means nothing. That, to me, is sad, but it is a disappointing regular season. And you could say, well, Sal, it doesn't mean anything. You're right. It doesn't mean anything. But it does mean to me that it's disappointing and that they made their path a little more difficult.
Yeah, but to me, Sal, it's just a continuation of the disappointment that's been there forever. So I don't think that you could be disappointed if you don't expect something. How are you going to be disappointed?
Well, I did expect the Yankees to win the division.
But I didn't.
Yeah. All right, but did you expect the Mets to win the division?
No.
So you're not disappointed by the way that they've played?
Well, first of all, I mean, the way they're barely hanging on. It's not apples to apples. I mean, the way the Mets have played versus the way the Yankees have played, it's not even close.
Well, what's the difference? If they get in, they get in.
But the brand of ball matters. The style of ball, the level of success matters. Whether it's 12 games or 5 games is fairly immaterial to me. It's not just that they didn't win the division. It's that they couldn't win a game.
I mean, they had a bad losing streak, sure. But aside from that, no. If you get in, you get in. Like, that's the theory. It's not, well, you got in, but.
No, not necessarily. Not when you got the highest payroll. Not when you have a top 3 payroll.
Again, you're talking about payroll, dude. The Blue Jays don't have
It's all connected.
Do the Blue Jays have a higher payroll than the Yankees?
No.
So then why did the Yankees lose the division?
Because the Toronto Blue Jays are better, which is what I've said most of the year.
Well, the Phillies are arguably the best team in baseball.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, what? So, the Phillies can't. The Phillies can be better than the Mets, even with a lesser payroll, but the Blue Jays can't be better than the Yankees? Like, I don't understand. Like, there's two. That's my issue. There's inconsistencies with your philosophy in this particular case. You should hold the teams to equal standards. Like, the Yankees didn't win the division.
Well, hold on. The standard that's being held to is very simple. I did not think that the Mets would win the division. Right. They didn't. I did not think the Yankees would win the division. They didn't.
But you criticize the Mets for not winning the division.
I've crushed the Yankees this year. Are you crazy?
No, I'm talking about specific to the division. Like, as long as they get in, then what's the difference? I'm fine with that if that's your philosophy. If it doesn't matter about the division with the Yankees or the Mets, just get in the playoffs. That's fine. That's a thought process. To me, I'd rather win the division, have the easier path. Now,
I'd rather win it too.
Right. Okay.
And they didn't. And I never thought that they would.
Okay. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019, the number to call. Guys, by now, you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle-resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag, and it will remain wrinkle-free. It even comes with security, zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
Baseball heartbreak, football glory. WFAN covers every win, loss, and headline from the Yankees, Mets, Jets, and Giants. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Hey, it's Tiki. Are you looking to enhance your home experience? Discover the new Sloman's Shield Link, the ultimate all-in-one ecosystem for integrating your smart devices with the Sloman's Shield. Sloman's Shield Link takes everyday routines and actions based on your preferences and connects other devices to react based on your actions. Imagine arriving at home at night and your lights, favorite music, and TV turn on as you enter your home. Whether you want your thermostats to turn down when you turn on your alarm or automatically lock your doors and ensure your security lighting is on. These scenarios are a reality with the Sloman's Shield Link integration platform. The Sloman's Shield Link is compatible with devices you already have in your home. Sloman's includes installation for all devices. Plus, they offer 24/7 support. Whether you need to troubleshoot a problem or want to add programming, you can call at any time. Embrace the future of home living by calling 1-800-ALARM-ME today or visit SlomanShieldLink.com to get the Sloman's Shield Link.
Life's rewarding, especially with Flushing Bank's Complete Cash Rewards program. Just open a personal or business complete checking account to get started. With 29 New York Metro locations, there's nothing easier or more rewarding. Visit FlushingBank.com today. Member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Did you know you can get more with New York Lottery Plus?
You pulling my leg?
No, seriously. Just enter scratch off and draw game tickets and get more points.
Pulling a fast one?
No. And you can put your points towards chances to win gift cards, cash prizes, and more.
Is this a stunt?
No, you even get points for playing new games.
You're pulling my chain, aren't you?
No.
Pulling my finger?
What? No. Man, put that thing away.
Sorry.
Introducing New York Lottery Plus. Download the app, sign up, get more. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
Putting in a fence, repairing your sidewalk, whatever the project, know what's underground before you dig. Call 811. Con Ed will send someone to mark the location of gas, electric, and steam lines for you. It's free, it's safe, and it's the law.
Things today can seem kind of unpredictable. Who knows what's around the corner, right? Well, at Total Wireless, we want to give you something to be sure about. With us, you save 50% off Metro and Cricket when you switch with one line. Guaranteed. And you get to keep the phone and number you love. Visit our Total Wireless store today. 50% savings for unlimited plans versus comparable Total Wireless unlimited phone plans based on standard plan rates. Some customers may only receive the guaranteed savings after contacting us and validating the current plan rate. Excludes promotional, discounted, and bring your phone rates. For total 5G unlimited plan or higher, auto pay required. Applied on next renewal date. Additional terms apply.
Jets football once again returns to MetLife Stadium. See your New York Jets face off against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, October 5th at 1 p.m. presented by Atlantic Health System.
Play action, bootleg out to the right, Justin Fields, and he will trot into the end zone with a misdirection touchdown.
Get your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT Sal back on the fan on this Tuesday morning. We'll have Brian Baldinger a little bit later on. Get more into some football here, of course, over the weekend with both the Jets and Giants losing their games. But we start to look ahead now to week 3 in the NFL, moving right along as it always does. And obviously the most important time, the biggest time in the sports calendar. We have both the, obviously baseball postseason, NFL underway. You hope both teams here, Mets and Yankees, will be in the playoffs. We know the Yankees will. We're not so sure about the Mets. Is there a team, BT, that you would prefer to face? We know the division's over, so we don't need to rehash that. We have the Yankees, obviously, and the Red Sox 1-2 right now in that wild card race in the American League. You talked about it with Crochet. Obviously, it's imperative the Yankees get home field, or we feel that way. Would you prefer to face the Astros, let's say, or just a half game back of the Red Sox? Potentially the Mariners, who right now are in the division lead, but that's just a game or a half game separation.
You know what? I'd probably just lean in and say, let's go Red Sox. Let's go. Let's get some spice here. Let's get some spice. I mean, think about the Yankee-Red Sox rivalry, which is nowhere near what it's been. It's just... It's greatly diminished. Now, that's a roll of the dice with Crochet. We talked about that. That definitely changes the complexion of what they could do, whether it's a Rice and the effectiveness of Grisham, and obviously McMahon's a lefty, not that he's a big hitter, but you don't think he'd have much of a chance against Crochet. I realize that that's a tough matchup, and he could pitch more than once, actually, if he had a short outing in game 1. But I would say Boston. Let's go with Boston. Why not?
Yeah, I don't know if that would be the best.
I don't think they hit a lot, Sal.
It would be the best matchup for us to watch, like as far as entertainment. You could throw in the Astros, I guess, and maybe get some revenge on them. I think the Red Sox and the Mariners probably be the two most dangerous opponents for the Yankees, just because of the pitching for either side. But still, I mean, you Yankees have good pitching as well. You take your chances, especially if it's a home. That's where the problem is. Okay, so first, check mark the division. Okay, Yankees doesn't look promising there. Second will be making sure they secure home field for those 3 wild card games. And right now, just a game lead over the Red Sox. I was shocked last night by the way the Yankees got beat up by the Twinkies, which usually doesn't happen. I would be even more shocked if the Yankees don't finish 10-2, 9-3 over the final 12 games here.
Well, they better, because if they don't, they're not going to get that top wild card, and they're not going to host. So, yeah, I mean, you would think so. I mean, we've pointed to this stretch for a while. You got the Twins, you got the Orioles, got the White Sox, but... they did enough during the gauntlet, as everybody tends to call it here, but I don't think that they were amazing during the gauntlet. I mean, They were good. They stabilized things, and they certainly quelled some fears. And
they won some series.
They did. They repositioned the narrative a little bit here, but there's still a lot of work to do. There's no doubt about it.
BT and Sal on the fan. Joey Clams is in Brooklyn. Joey Clams.
How you doing, BT? Hey, Sally boy. How are you?
What's up, Joe?
Hey, listen, before I get to my Eddie Jockman and Yankees, you guys are invited Thursday night to the grand open in Edgewater to the Metropolitan Cigar Lounge. There's going to be food, music, and everything. I was at the River Palm last night, Sally.
I love that place. That's the steakhouse in Edgewater. You used to live over there.
That place is awesome.
Yeah, I love one of the best burgers I've ever had in my life over there.
Oh, beautiful. 6 o'clock Thursday night, the Metropolitan Cigar Lounge.
All right, well, we appreciate
Eddie
that.
Jockman. Eddie Jockman, I was at the game in 1975. I was a 10-year-old. They traded him on a Friday to the Red Wings, and they wind up Rangers playing the Red Wings that Sunday. I was there with my aunt, my uncle, my father, and the place was chanting, Eddie, Eddie. And he had his hands in his face. He was crying. And rest in peace from all the boys from Section 416 back in the 90s before they split us up.
Love that.
Yeah, and my Yankees, yeah, baby, 416's in the house. Hey, with my Yankees, this is a big playoffs for Boone. Every team that's in the playoffs, all the managers, I'll manage them every year. And if we're going to play the Red Sox, where Cora says, "Oh, I like coming to Yankee Stadium. We have fun playing here." This is on Boone and this is on Judge. You've got to punch them in the face, and you don't make them leave there with a win. You got to bury this team. Enough's enough. We got to start getting tough. We got to get tough.
You're a Judge. You're so right, Joe. Good call. Appreciate the invite as well. I mean, how many more years do we have to say, Aaron, come on, buddy. I mean, we know all the numbers talking about Aaron Judge and Aaron Boone, but, Aaron Judge, the spotlight is just going to be massive when the playoffs start for him.
Think of it this way. I'm curious to get your take on it. What would you deem, as somebody who has said, okay, you didn't expect them to win the division, as somebody who said you don't expect them to win the World Series, what would you deem a successful Yankee season at this point?
Well, you see that there's a fine line there, because to me, success, I might not think that you're going to get there, but I'm not going to anoint it successful just by getting like a wild. No, that's we're not lowering it that much.
No,
here.
let's say they beat the Red Sox in the first round.
Yep.
And then lose in the division round or lose in the ALCS. Are you like, okay, well, I didn't expect them to go that far, so...
No.
Okay.
No. I would think that the only way that I would not even feel good, but feel as if they accomplished something small would be you got to get back to the World Series. And if you lose to a better team, I mean, you got to tip the cap. Not that you're taking bows with that, but anything short of the World Series is not good enough.
Brian is calling from Woodmere. What's up, Brian?
Hey, Brian.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, so I couldn't agree more, honestly. You got to get back to the World Series. Back to what you guys were saying before about the disappointment, I think it feels that way because, they made it last year. But honestly, it felt like a disappointment for the last couple of years now. It's been World Series or bust since Judges got here, and we just haven't been able to cross that finish line. And if you don't make it back this year at least, it's got to be a disappointment again.
Yeah, and thanks for the call there. I listen, there's no doubt, but I wonder, and this is a bigger issue down the road, like this is not a team in certain aspects that's going to be together for 3, 4, 5 years. Just not. I mean, we don't even know if Grisham's going to be back. We don't know who's playing first base. We don't know who's playing shortstop. Like, and I guess that's my ultimate point here, Sal, why I never really bought into going into the season and early in the season, even when the Yankees were playing really well. Like I just never looked at them as a world. I never took the cheese fully because there's definitely some issues that we all know, and I they're going to have to be addressed downstream. Like they're bigger issues in a lot of ways. The Yankees to win 93, 94 games this year and be a playoff team and win a couple of series. If you're an honest Yankee fan, now this might get away from the Yankee mantra, championship or bust, but if you're truly honest with yourself, I mean, this is kind of a year in transition, even though they spent some money and got some guys and brought in Fried and made some moves. You lost Soto and you lost Cole. I mean, those are shots.
I think they themselves would acknowledge that. I mean, that's been reported kind of why at the trade deadline, while they did a lot, maybe didn't go all the way in, just trying to piece it together any which way that they could, get in, hope to go on a run. And look, maybe you can make the case that they're going to be in a better spot, even though it seems more difficult having to play another round and beat a quality team or a dangerous team in the wild card. There are cases to be made that if you don't have that bye, maybe you can have more success. We get into that conversation on the other side. More of your calls as well, 888-808-1019. BT and Sal on the Fan.
All right, let me tell you, Cash App's built for the city. You've got built-in security that's rock solid, Face ID, scam warnings, 24/7 chat support. Basically, it's like having a bodyguard for your money. You guys work too hard to let anything slip through the cracks. Download the Cash App today. Use code WFAN10 and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. And Cash App drops $10 right back in your account. Terms apply. That's money. That is Cash App. Cash App's a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit card issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC, direct deposit, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures.
It's Keith McPherson at night on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Hey, we just beat you in your building. If we have to come back, we can take the first two and end you. If you got to come to us, it's raps.
Stream Keith McPherson live or on demand with the Odyssey app and podcast the show wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Three-time All-Star first baseman Anthony Rizzo was honored with a retirement ceremony at Wrigley Field on Saturday. After throwing out the ceremonial first pitch and before singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game with Eddie Vedder and Sidney Crawford, Riz watched the game from the bleachers, where he bought beer for the fans and nearly caught a home run. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening, because health is a long game and it's yours to win. Now, here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend shields, guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi? Learn more at depend.com.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions.
I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking man.
Town Fair Tire, Connecticut's largest discount tire dealer. Because we give you the guaranteed lowest price and we honor every manufacturer's rebate. We even honor all our competitors' rebates. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Gio. That's G-I-O to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Gio. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. And when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Get 1.9% financing on a new 2025 Mazda CX-50 or lease for $249 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN 354688. MSRP $32,945. Zero security deposit. APR $1748 per $1,000 finance. It's $930.25.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Submitted on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday this season, all the way through the AFC Championship game. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business?
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Tulsa is my home now.
Academy Award nominee Sylvester Stallone stars in the Paramount Plus original series, Tulsa King.
This distillery is a very interesting business. We gotta know the enemy.
From Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Landman.
What are you saying? I'm a rat! If you think you're gonna take me out, it's gonna be really difficult.
Tulsa King, new season streaming September 21st, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Rutgers football is back in Piscataway throughout the rest of the fall. Don't miss a moment. This is Coach Shiano. Keep chopping. And join the fun on the Rutgers Boardwalk. Free rides, games, entertainment, parades, and more, all before every home game. It's all free family fun at the Rutgers Boardwalk. Visit us online at scarletknights.com. Don't miss a moment. See Coach Shiano and the Rutgers football team all fall long at SHI Stadium.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
All right, BT and Sal back back on the Fan here. Time for the Wendy's Yankees Turning Point of the Game contest. Wendy's, the official hamburger of the Yankees. So, first one to identify last night's turning point of the game, give us a call at 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326. And you'll receive 2 pairs of tickets to a 2025 Yankees regular season game. And it's all from your flagship station for Yankees Baseball, The Fan.
All right, BT, look at the last 4 division winners. And this is why baseball, I actually hate that we have to have this conversation about the watered-down meaning of the regular season. It's always about the postseason because that would then really minimize the 162-game slate, which we love so much. But think about it this way. I'm only going to go post-pandemic season. The Rays won the division in 2021. They lost in the division series in 4 games. Yankees won the division in 2022. They lost in the ALCS. That was the year they got swept by the Astros. We talk about that all the time.
Awful.
Orioles won the division. Yankees didn't make the playoffs in 2023. Orioles won the division. They lost in the division series. They got swept.
Yeah, it was ugly.
And then the Yankees won the division last year. We know what happened. They ended up getting to the World Series. So not necessarily, and that's just one example in one division over the course of the last 4 years. It just, to me, feels different with this Yankee team, with the opponents that they faced last year versus what they're going to face this year.
Yeah.
And what I think a more challenging, I don't think the Yankees are as good as they were last year, and I think the American League is a little bit better than they were last year. Now you're going to have to play an extra opponent on top of that. I just think that they're playing with fire here, whereas if they won the division, at least you would have said, okay, well, we're in the division series no matter what. Don't have to worry about the wild card, which is a dangerous thing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, obviously the Yankees' strength would be, you'd have to say, obviously, if Judge plays well, that's Aaron Judge, but also starting pitching, and the deeper that you get, the longer the series goes, you'd like to lean on strength and numbers where you could trot out a Fried, a Rodon, a Schlittler, and a Luis Heel, whatever order you want to put them up. And I think that the deeper you get, that's probably more of an advantage for the Yankees. The disadvantage is, whether it's Skubal, whether it's Garrett Crochet. I mean, this is the randomness of baseball, and it is not necessarily fun. It is not necessarily predictable. And, the game's just changed a lot. It is what it is.
I also think that the Yankees, we were talking about this pre-show with Hoff a little bit, how the Yankees match up with these teams, or are they built for these short series? I do think so, because it's not like their pitching is, you could mention Skubal and Crochet. We know how good they are. Yankees have Fried.
Yeah, no, I know.
And Rodon. Throw him in there.
I can't throw Rodon in with that group.
I'm saying versus the
they're
second
number
best.
2 or number 3?
Yeah, the Yankees starting staff is not the weakness. I agree. It's almost everything else. It's the defense, the base running, the inconsistency of the offense, the all or nothing nature of the offense, and obviously the bullpen. Those are all major concerns, maybe more concerns than we've had with Yankee teams in years past. But it's not that, they got, they're facing Skubal. The Yankees also have their ace, and you could argue that games 2 through 4, the Yankees would have the advantage.
Yeah, and that's definitely comforting. That's an advantage. And, now, but you get to this now, and listen, to sit here and say that I know every single arm of the Astros bullpen, I don't mean closers. I'm talking about, a little less than high leverage guys. I don't, and I don't know that every Yankee fan does, but the worry or the fear is, let's say Fried comes out and doesn't have it, and the Yankees hit, so it's a high-scoring game, and he doesn't give you great depth or length, or Rodon comes out and gets hit a little bit, but the Yankees hit as well, and now you're into the bullpen, it's not the 8th or 9th inning, it's the 5th, 6th, or 7th, or more so 6th or 7th inning. Who do you go to?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a problem that is going to be terrifying every time Aaron Boone goes to the bullpen. It's just going to be a problem.
A lot of guys that you just don't trust, unfortunately. Ed is calling from West Hampton. What's up, Ed? Ed, are you there? Okay. Ralph is calling from Manhattan. What's up, Ralph?
What's happening, guys? I do want to talk about the regular season, the silly regular season, if I may add. But here's the one thing. I have a very out-of-the-box thought about Aaron Judge. I think it's pure. You mentioned randomness, BT.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pure randomness that he fails in the postseason. I think it's a matter of coincidence. I think, forget the pop fly that he dropped that was so obvious, that was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But I think him failing at the plate each and every time in the postseason, it's just a random situation. But you can comment on that if you want to.
Well, hold on, Ralph. Here's the thing. Yeah, of course. I mean, we throw that word out all the time, random, but he is a Yankee, and he is the Yankee captain. And that's, what do you define by? I mean, think about that. So if it was 1 or 2 series, well then, you give him a chance to find himself and get going here. If we're sitting here in 3 or 4 years and Aaron Judge hasn't cracked through in October, I'm sorry, right or wrong, he's going to take hits.
Yeah, I can't argue with you. You're absolutely right about that. Of course, he's a big wig. He's got to come through. But there are many players in the past that have been top-notch that just never came through also. But here's the thing about the regular season that I want to talk about. It's so ridiculous. Baseball begs to be changed to 145 games, to say the least. If you have 2 pitchers that shine, you can go in there, win that cockamamie 1-game series, go all the way to the World Series because you got those 2 pitchers, and maybe even win the World Series, which would be a terrible thing. I don't think it's the true sense of who's the best, and that could very well happen this year. I think that's terrible. I think it's a travesty.
It's not about who's best, Ralph. You're right, and thank you for the call. Now, you could say that there were years even before the wild card and the expanded postseason that the best teams didn't necessarily, like in '88, for example, just one year that came to mind. It doesn't always mean the best team through the course of 162 was going to win, whether it's now, whether back then. However, it does mean now more than ever, because of the expanded postseason, the hottest teams from mid-September or even just the start of October on go out there and win. Like, I'm going to go on a run based on the way that they've played. But who's to say that starting October, all of a sudden they win 2 out of 3? Like, I also didn't think the Mets were going to go to the NLCS last year. And that's just local examples. Pick a team. Who's to say if the Mets, let's say the Mets get caught by the Diamondbacks. Mm-hmm. What does the Diamondbacks go on a run? We saw this with the Phillies. God, 2022, all the talk was made about the division and the Mets blowing the division. Well, they blew the division to the Braves. Both those 2 teams had like a 16-game lead over the third-place Phillies who got in. And guess what? The Phillies were the team who ended up in the World Series. Braves won the division. They got bounced. Mets choked the division. They got bounced in the first round. The Phillies finished 16 games. 16 games. It was either 14 or 16, whatever it was. That's a lot of games to finish behind 2 teams in your division. And yet you went to the World Series. That's the way the sport is right now.
But that's not good.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't like that. Hey, listen, even... you get the counter, too. Like in 2000, the Yankees, I think they were 8-17 at one point in September. And I remember watching that team. I'm like, they don't have it. After 96, 98, 99. And then they get there. I'm like, this run's over here. I didn't know who they were going to play at that point. But going into the postseason, this team doesn't look like a champion. Again, I think they were 8-17 through a 125-game stretch in September.
At least with them, they had the pedigree.
Well, that's yes. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You can lean on that, and that's why I haven't given this Yankee group or this Met, just to both teams. Yeah. I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt because as a group, they have. Now, the Mets had a nice run last year. Yankees got to the World Series, but they haven't gone through the yearly consistent rigors of winning and really even losing. So to sit here blindly and say, yeah, they'll figure it out. Not that anybody's really sitting here blindly, but I won't do that where, oh, yeah, the Yankees will figure it out. Oh, yeah, the Mets will figure it out. I mean, at some point, there's got to be a modicum of evidence that they know what they're doing.
And there also are 2 arguments or 2 statements that can be made. And I just want to be clear about where I was on this, because there's the thought process of, just get in and anything could happen. That was never my mentality. Now, that happens to be true. You could get in and anything could happen. My holdout of belief in the Mets was that if they do, in fact, get in, I like the pieces that they have in place with an ace, with McClain, with the back end of the bullpen, with Diaz specifically. Like, those are starting points that you would think, in theory, with Soto, obviously, in the middle of the lineup, because has been proven to be clutch. Like, those are starting points that, okay, maybe they can do damage. However, I've seen too much bad to believe in them. They're actually going to have to go out there and show it. But also, that is a different argument than just get in and anything can happen, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is why it does impact and influence how you build out a team. You know, how you really build out a team in the offseason. If there is such a sense of randomness, and it's been proven year after year, are the massive payrolls worth it? You've talked about the starting pitchers, not committing those 5-6 years and taking a different route, which I see both ways on. So it's a real fork in the road for how you build the team, basically, is what it is.
Yeah, well, also think about it this way. We've seen both ways fail and both ways work. There are teams that are home run reliant, like the Braves years ago, that go through the postseason and win a World Series. There are teams that are pitching reliant and have won a World Series. So there is no exact science of saying, okay, well, once you get into the randomness of the baseball's playoff format now, this plays better than that. You don't know. If the Yankees start hitting home runs this year, it could overcome all the other areas of deficiency. If you had a loaded bullpen, you could say, yeah, we got a loaded bullpen, here we go. But if the bats aren't there,
maybe
that
no
could
leads.
be, I
you.
mean, there's no exact science to it. Sam is in Rockland. What's up, Sam?
Hey, Sam.
Thanks for taking my call. I want to ask you, if you're the manager of the New York Yankees right now, and you're in an elimination game in the playoffs, you have a one-run lead after 6. Who am I giving the ball to in the 7th and 8th? Is there any hope that one of these guys is going to step up?
Remember, it could be a starter too, Sam, and thank you for the call.
Yeah, so he said 6th inning would be different. For me, 6th inning, Cruz. 7th inning, Weaver. 8th inning, Williams. 9th inning, Bednar.
Ooh, that would be it.
I'm not saying it's,
And you could also move Warren to the pen. You talked about that, right? Where
you can move Will. He's got good strikeout numbers.
You could have him at 6 or whatever. I mean, maybe there's some concerns about him. Again, I saw John Boy doing this against good teams. Warren has not been as good maybe as he was against others. Either way, I don't know how you trust anybody fully outside of Bednar. I would trust Bednar as much as you possibly could trust a reliever. He's been that good historically and with the Yankees. The other guys,
you got to piece it together.
Hold on to your seats. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. We're working football into the conversation. When we come back, we'll continue with your calls as well. 888-808-1019.
Mets or Yankees, Jets or Giants, doesn't matter. WFAN breaks it all down with passion, knowledge, and non-stop New York energy. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Come out to Yankee Stadium to see the New York Yankees in action on Tuesday, September 23rd, when the Yankees host the Chicago White Sox. Don't miss a long-time Yankee Stadium tradition. Yankees Cap Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Cannon. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. That's the Yankees and White Sox on Yankees Cap Night, Tuesday, September 23rd. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action to get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Bronx. Queens. Bronx. Queens.
Hey, Mitch,
Bronx.
what are they arguing about?
Which borough has the better team? Queens.
Hey, guys, be careful. Nobody has fixed that sidewalk in years.
Rothenberg Law Firm. InjuryLawyer.com.
Now what are they arguing about?
Which personal injury lawyer to call? Rothenberg Law Firm.
Should we tell them that the Rothenberg Law Firm is InjuryLawyer.com?
Nah, I find this amusing. They'll figure it out.
Lawyer for injured ones. InjuryLawyer.com.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
At the United Healthcare Medicare store, right here in Jackson Heights, you can chat face-to-face with a licensed sales agent who understands the community and get clear answers to your questions. We're located at 3752 82nd Street between Roosevelt and 37th Ave. We're ready to help.
Whether you're heading out on a road trip or planning a weekend escape, make every mile unforgettable in a Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison. From sporty SUVs and timeless sedans to cutting-edge hybrids, their expert team will help you find the perfect fit. Mercedes-Benz of Edison has over 400 new and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. And with flexible lease and finance offers, getting behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz has never been easier. Mercedes-Benz of Edison, the Tri-State's premier destination for luxury driving.
Straight Talk presents The Math of More. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
We're talking New York sports. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
And this report brought to you by United Healthcare Medicare Store in Jackson Heights. We'll have the Yankees and Twins on the fan again tonight. Cam Schlittler making the start against Zebby Matthews. Coverage at 7:40. Yankees looking to bounce back from last night's 7-0 loss. Carlos Rodon gave 6 innings. After that, Luke Weaver struggled. He was charged with 5 runs on 3 hits and a couple of walks. Here was Rodon.
I mean, the stuff's there. It's great stuff. Good fastball. Good life. I mean, the profile's good. Changeup's good. Cutter's good. I mean, it's just going out there and competing and just kind of turning the page from tonight. And, next time he goes out there and puts up a 0.
So Weaver getting the support from Rodon, who allowed 2 runs over 6 innings himself. Meantime, the Mets were off. They'll be home for the Padres, opening up a series tonight. Clay Holmes, Michael King, the starting pitchers. The Mets start today a game and a half ahead of Arizona for the 3rd wild card in the National League. Giants and Reds 2 games back. Arizona beating San Francisco last night. Monday Night Football wins for the Chargers and the Bucks. Sunday, the Jets are in Tampa. Sunday night, the Giants face the Chiefs. The Bengals signing quarterback Mike White to their practice squad now that they have the injured Joe Burrow to worry about. This report brought to you by NJMEP Manufacturing Day, October 3rd in Freehold. If you work in New Jersey manufacturing, your chance to network, learn, and connect with resources for your business is October 3rd, the annual Made in New Jersey Manufacturing Day in Freehold. Both gubernatorial candidates will share their vision for industry in New Jersey. Register today at njmep.org. It's 70 in Central Park, and that's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN, now streaming our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey iHeart.
BT Sal show on the Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. We'll get back to the Yankee calls, 888-808-1019. We can work in the Mets later on. Let's talk some football here, BT. 0-2 obviously for each of these teams, and it's the same old story, unfortunately. But winnable game, at least for the Jets coming up against the Bucs. We get more into them later. I want to focus on the Giants here because there's been some talk, or I don't know if it's just online rumors or what, but a feel that, who was I talking to yesterday that it made it seem like it was a realistic possibility? I forget who, but just, fans' perspective, whatever, that Dable could actually be in trouble in season. I myself don't see that. I'm not saying he's guaranteed to keep his job here. I can't see the Giants firing Brian Dable or making a change in season, even if they lose to the Chiefs and the Chargers and go 0-4. I think we're weeks, if not, the year away from, because the next phase would be, okay, Giants lose. Okay, now enter Jackson Dart. Then there's that evaluation phase that I would think take us through the end of the year. Then you could evaluate after the season.
Yeah, I hear you, but I mean, it's like if they would have lost to Dallas 40-10, right, and didn't look good offensively and scuffled against the Chiefs offensively as well. Well, that's where Jackson Dart could change the narrative a little bit from an offensive perspective, get the Giants get them in the end zone a little bit. But the offense really did look good. So while we all want to see Jackson Dart play, is he going to really elevate the offense more than we saw this past weekend? And if the answer is no, and it's probably no, just because Russell Wilson had one of the best games he's ever had, and they continue to lose, what does that really change? You know, there comes a point where the message either is received or not. And 34-1 as the head coach of the New York Giants. And that is a 35% winning percentage. It's not good enough. Obviously, it's all based on the first-year success where you got some equity and Jones and Saquon and this and that, the poor roster and everything that he inherited. We understand that. And I'm kind of with you. I don't think that they would fire him during the season. But Sal, I mean, what if they're like 1-9 and it's just awful?
I think the only way he would get fired, first of all, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen with the Maras, with the Tish, this ownership group. It's not happening. They're going to fire a head coach in season. The only way where it might even be on the table is if they went to Jackson Dart and then they still couldn't win, and the offense wasn't very good. And by the way, you mentioned this yesterday. I think it's an excellent point, and one that I would say, okay, well, yes, statistically, based off of what Russell Wilson did on Sunday and the deep balls and all that stuff, yeah, well, Jackson Dart's not going to improve on that. No, but what he can do is have a more sustainable offense.
Yeah.
And move the chains more. And, you know, shorten the game a little bit.
Open up the playbook.
What Russell Wilson did, yes, him throwing the deep ball is sustainable because that's something he's done his whole career, and the Giants have some weapons for that. You can't just drop back every time. Like, it wasn't sustainable enough to get them in field goal range in overtime, so that's an issue, whereas, yeah, in theory, well, how's Dart going to do what Russell Wilson did? He probably can't. He might not ever in his career have a game like that. Doesn't mean he can't have a more successful, consistent, sustainable offense.
Yeah, and it would get there differently. I mean, we saw a little bit of street ball, which was fun because the Giants never score. So it was nice to all right, throw it up. Let's get in the end zone, score some points. Here we go. Yay. Like, it was actually kind of fun, even though the Giants lost. And I know it was a brutal loss for Giant fans, but it was entertaining, you know, almost 4 hours of football here. What you could get, hopefully, with Jackson Dart, instead of that, you know, 2-minute drive where there's a 60-yarder to neighbors, you might get the 7 or 8 minute drive, which keeps the defense fresher, which obviously allows you to kill off the clock if and when you have a lead down the road. So, yeah, you can get there very differently and hopefully, hope is more effectively with somebody like Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I would just be shocked if I'm thinking through the possibilities you're talking there. Like, if they fired him, who's going to take over? Bowen? No, it'd probably be Kafka. Geez. And Kafka was a guy. I'm just saying, dude. Like,
I know. That's the other problem, too. Who's in the building?
Well, but we saw this happen last year with the Jets. You could argue, certainly in hindsight, but at the time, I remember saying, like, now's not the time to fire Salah. If you were going to do it, you should have done it in the offseason. They fired Salah.
I just wanted him out, though.
I get it.
I know that this sounds petty. It made us feel good.
Understood. And then you get to watch Ulbrich finish out the season.
No, that didn't make us feel good.
Yeah, well, that's my point. So, like, what good is firing Daboll? I don't think the Giants are going to operate like that. I think we got to get to the phase of, before that is even on the or on the table for conversation, we got to get to the Jackson Dart phase of the program, then see how Daboll works with him. BT Sal on the Fan. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long, starting at just $30 for your first year. That's only like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. This week's game of the week is the Pittsburgh Steelers coming off a walloping at the hands of the Seahawks, taking on the New England Patriots. Let's go back to the phones here, BT, 888-808-1019. We'll do more football later on with Brian Baldinger. Curious to see what he has to say after watching the tape for both these Jets and the Giants. But back to the calls on the baseball. John is calling from the Bronx. What's up, John?
Hello, John.
Hey, good morning, guys. I just want to get your take on this thought. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, the cards fall where they're supposed to fall and both teams make the playoffs, the Yankees and the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you guys have more faith in as a manager to get either team further in the playoffs? Boone has a terrible record in the playoffs. Yes, he got us to the World Series, but I've called before and I'm not a believer in his managing of the game. But that said, he's got us to where we are. We're still in the hunt. Mendoza's righting the ship and keeping them afloat. Who do you guys have more faith in to get the team further?
Honestly, I don't think either one's going to elevate them to a championship, and I don't think either one is going to be such a detriment where they just completely sabotage things to the point where they just get swept. Or like, you know what I mean? Like,
I do.
It's probably like fairly neutral, and if the stars perform, the managers look good. It's the bottom line.
I'm with you. I don't think that there is a difference. I'd love to give you a definitive answer and say, well, I choose this one over the other. I think that they're both, sadly, they're both similar. And too many managers in today's Major League Baseball are the same. I thought Mendy went more with the gut a year ago. I think he is managing tight down the stretch, and I think he is managing by the book, which is something that Boone has done before, and I've criticized him for it. I'm going to criticize Mendoza for the same thing. Like, you can't just say, okay, well, it's a 1-0 game or a 2-0 game. Look, the math says we go to Raley in the 7th, Rogers in the 8th, Diaz as soon as we can, and that should be that. We're going to win the game. And then when that doesn't happen, you'd be like, oh, I did all I could do. No, it's on you to figure it out. Don't get antsy to get to the next guy. Stick through the tough spot. Oh, okay, Rogers got a couple of guys on in the inning. Don't panic and go to Diaz right now. Let Rogers get through it. If he doesn't get the job done, he doesn't get the job done. So Mendy's been tight. Boone has been more experienced in the postseason, obviously, but has yet to break through and win a World Series. Last year, the first year, getting to a World Series, and even in that, he made some mistakes. I don't think either are perfect, and I think both are too tied to the data to be separate, to separate either from each other.
I'm going to defend Mendoza a little bit here. Now, I don't think he's had a good year. I've said that a few times here. But I think Mendoza's job this year has been tougher than Boone's. Number one, he gets no length from the starters. So think about this, Sal. Just the more decisions you have to make, the percentages go up that you're going to make the wrong decision here and there.
Right.
And then I think it's additionally complicated by not really... You know, the scouting reports say, okay, you saw Rogers pitch in San Francisco and you saw these other pitchers pitch here and there, St. Louis, of course. But they're new to you, so you're learning how their heartbeat is and you're learning how their stuff translates to New York. So not only does he have to figure out including Soto as well, who they got. I think Soto was the first addition they got, right?
Yeah.
So there's 3 or 4 new arms that Mendoza's had to figure out. And it seems like every night, for the most part, outside of like 1 or 2 starts from the kids, and Peterson, I think, went 7 or 8 recently, somewhat recently, where he's got to piece together 4 or 5 innings. And I just think there's more room to make mistakes from Mendoza's perspective, where at least with Boone, Fried has stabilized it, and Rodon's been a bulldog, at least in the regular season, going to give you 6, and Schlittler's had a couple of really good outings, and I think there's just less trap doors for Boone.
Yes, if you're talking about as far as the decisions to go to the bullpen arms, you mentioned, when you got starters going 3 2/3 or 2 innings, what's he supposed to do? He's got to go to the pen early. However, where I will criticize Mendy, and Boone hasn't really had to deal with this, although he did weather the storm. And you look at Aaron Boone's resume, you can't even compare the two. Boone has managed the Yankees during the playoffs basically every single year, even with injuries. They overcome that. They win 90-plus games every single year. So forget the resume for a second. And Boone did, I guess, this year deal with a down period with the Yankees where they were maybe on the verge of being on the outside of the postseason, but it was not like Mendoza's had here down the stretch where his team just kept losing and losing and losing. And I can see that he and his team were tight, playing not to lose. That, to me, is a problem. So I'm not going to get on Mendy for the certain moves. We've argued about when to use Helsley or when to use this guy. You can always...
pinch runs, the pinch hits, the Mauricio, the Alonso stuff,
Those are X's and O's things that I think that both of them are going to have their strengths, both of them are going to have their weaknesses for, whatever. And I think Mendy's gotten worse in year 2 than he was in year 1 because I think he's managing more. I don't know if it's because coming from above or he feels like he needs to manage more with the numbers. Whatever it may be, he was better a year ago. My biggest issue with him, though, is if they don't have the proper leader on the team to wake the guys up, to tell them to stop playing scared, like they had last year with J.D. Martinez, or playing not to lose, Mendy's got to be that guy. So if it's not Lindor, and again, I'm not saying it is, but I know that they're playing not to lose, so nobody's done the job. Well, as last year, J.D. Martinez did it. Jose Iglesias was a big X factor in that clubhouse. It's got to be on the manager to figure out a way to get through to his players, to get them to stop being so bleeping tight It's infuriating. That's my biggest criticism of Mendy.
Well, I mean, listen, the other thing, too, is, you talk about the trapdoors from Mendoza with the bullpen. I'll tell you, now I'm going to say where I think that Boone's got a tougher job than Mendoza. At least when Mendy gets to the ballpark, he kind of knows who's hitting 1 through 1 through 5. Whereas Boone does not know that. Based on all right, is it Grisham? Is it Ben Rice batting second? Is he batting third? Is Stanton playing? Is it a lefty? Is it a righty? Like, the bottom line is that both of these teams have been built imperfectly.
Right.
And both of these managers have been put in pretty tough spots.
Yeah, I guess if I had to take one, it's not ideal. But also you could say, look at the landscape of baseball, and compared to the rest of baseball, both, I said this when I was out there at Citi Field a few weeks ago, right to Mendy's face in front of King Cohen. And maybe I shouldn't have said this, but I did.
What?
I said, I was talking to Mendy, but I looked at Cohen and said, you did your job. Now he's got to do his.
Did he laugh?
They did kind of laugh it off, and then I realized walking away, I was like, oh, maybe that wasn't the smartest thing to say, like putting the pressure on Mendy. Hey, but bottom line is they have enough to win, certainly to the extent that better than what they're winning now. Talk about World Series, forget that. But the Mets should be playing better than they have. And yes, they haven't been great, been dealt perfect hands with Boone with all the injuries or the inconsistencies of the lineup or whatever. Mix and match. I think Boone loves it. I think the Yankees love to mix and match. At least Mendy's been able to pencil in that lineup together. I would trust right now Boone more than I would Mendy going into the postseason. If just based on experience alone.
He's been there.
Well, I'm learning from his mistakes a year ago in the postseason.
He's been there, and we all know the mistake going to Cortez. That drove me absolutely nuts. Yeah, I mean, it really is amazing. And this is one of my greatest pushbacks on both of these teams here. When you have a payroll, 350, 320, 330, whatever it is, top three in baseball, both of them. I am just of the mindset, and Hal has said this, that you shouldn't need a $300 million payroll to win a championship, and he's right. But you also shouldn't, in the middle of the season, have to hit 4 or 5 different levers to try to recreate a team.
Right.
Like, I just don't understand this. And I think it's been more with the Yankees over the last couple of years, whether it's a dearth of lefty bats that they had to go and figure out, or go out and get a third baseman. It really is just ridiculous if you really think about it.
Well, how about to me, the biggest issue with the Yankees would be the lack, and we could get there with the Mets eventually, but it's still early on in the process, the lack of developing the young players. I mean, dude, what's gone on with Volpe in year 3 has been nothing short of a disaster. And this follows up, it follows the path that they had with IKF a couple years ago. I know he's not a young player that they were trying to develop, but we were all saying, dude, this guy's not a shortstop. And they were saying, Boone, with a straight face, he's one of the best defensive shortstops in the league. Like, look at the metrics and blah, 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 blah. And then only to go away from that, right as we hit the postseason, they move IKF and they have Peraza, I think.
They did.
Okay, and now the same thing all year long. Volpe. He's our guy. And now it's Caballero getting 6 straight starts or whatever, and Volpe basically nowhere to be found. Dominguez, disappointing. You're like, there are organizational issues that each of these teams have. Now, I guess they're good problems to have, that when a team like the Yankees could have these issues, they still win 90-plus games and are shoo-in for the postseason every year. They just were in the World Series. All the criticism that they get, they're still having immense success relative to the rest of the sport. It's still just lacking that one World Series win since really 2017, where they exceeded all expectations because of the young players and got to Game 7 of the ALCS.
What do you think they do with Volpe moving forward this year? I don't mean in the offseason. That's a different discussion. I mean, let's say now he's deemed healthy, right?
Yeah.
So that's what they said.
He played last night.
Yep,
so
he got in there. He's deemed healthy. They put him in last night, made a nice play. Okay. So Caballero, a little out of whack on the extra shuffle, didn't turn the double play, and I don't know how Goldschmidt doesn't catch that. It's so weird. The Yankees' first basemen this year have dropped balls that are so simple. It's ridiculous.
Rice, you could understand because he's not.
Yeah, but I can't even understand that. If you're a catcher, you're used to picking balls that catch the baseball.
Fair enough. I'm just saying.
Come on.
I'm just saying that at least when I look at Ben Rice with my eyes, I see DH. Goldschmidt's a freaking goal.
I know.
A big part of the appeal.
And he hasn't helped the Yankees out at all. It's very, very odd. He started pretty well defensively. He's even taken a step back. But do you think it's a night-to-night thing with Caballero and Volpe here?
Let me ask you it this way before I answer. Let's go right to Game 1 of the postseason.
Yeah.
Because regardless, they're going to be playing Game 1 of the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Caballero is going to be the starting shortstop.
I think you're probably right.
However they...
And I think that's the way it should be.
Me too. However they play it, but it's just, when you actually think about...
Yeah.
Like, dude, now there are 12 games to go. Like, the regular season is essentially over. And Volpe in year 3, when we just isolate him outside of the team's results or what they're going to do, like that has been an unmitigated disaster, any which way you slice it in year 3 of Volpe. But yes, to me, Caballero is easily their best option at shortstop. Thank goodness they had the at least foresight to go. We didn't know Volpe was banged up with the shoulder. I didn't think the Yankees were going to go out there and get a shortstop at the deadline. They did. To me, that was the move that was like, wow, okay, maybe they're serious about rebuilding this team just in case. And here we are. I think Caballero, regardless of what happens the rest of the 12 games here, he's going to be their shortstop come postseason.
I'm not even sure he's a pure shortstop, though, with Caballero.
I know.
But I like the other things he brings to the table. There's grit, there's on base, there's stealing, whatever. He's just got a little different edge here, but he's not exactly Ozzie Smith over there.
But when they got him, he was a different guy that could play short instead of Volpe, where the Yankees were always like, well, what's our alternative? What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, now at least you have an alternative. BT and Sal on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. We'll get back to your calls on football, baseball, Mets, Yanks, whatever's on your mind on this Tuesday morning.
All right, who's hot in football? Brought to you by Petro Home Services. Amon-Ra St. Brown is hot. Caught 9 passes for 115 and 3 touchdowns in a win over Chicago. Want to save on heating costs? Go with Petro. Switch now and get $125 free heating oil with reliable delivery in any weather and live 24/7 service. Count on your local HVAC pros at Petro to stay warm and save this winter. Go to petro.com now. Get $125 free heating oil or call 1-888-PETRO-02 today. Use propane. Ask about special offers. Propane not available in all areas.
The Yankees continue their series with the Twins. 7:40 tonight, driven by Jeep.
A 1 pitch, swung on a high fly ball. Deep center field, and that ball on cue is out of the ballpark.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Here are the fundamentals that have helped Nielsen Dodge make customers for life. There's always zero down payment available. We'll always give you up to $1,500 over book value for any trade. If you need credit help, we're here to make it happen. And of course, great deals on any new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X 4x4, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4xE, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
Fun is in the driver's seat when you save money.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Drive into fall event. With approval term 24 months, do it sign a Cherokee, $38.94, Wrangler, $43.94, add tax tag, $498 dock and DMV.
Are you fans? It's football season, so make sure you catch all of the Scarlet Knights gridiron action this season on WFAN. Scarlet Knights football is presented by RWJ Barnabas Health, the official healthcare provider of Rutgers Athletics. Let's be healthy together.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ. Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Whenever water damage strikes your home or business, call on the cleanup and restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO to help make it like it never even happened. That's 1-800-SERVPRO.
Franchises are independently owned and operated.
If you're in the market for Michelin tires, get to Town Fair Tire and get them at the guaranteed lowest price. With Michelin's innovative technologies designed for durability and performance, you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires over all the toughest of road conditions. Plus, at Town Fair, you get free services for life. So if you're looking for the best deal on Michelin tires, get to Town Fair because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
At Hanover Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbor. Our decisions are made locally by people who live and work right here in your community and who understand what matters most to you. And your deposits, they stay local, benefiting the businesses, homes, families, and futures that make our towns thrive. We believe in true relationship banking, individual service, and commitment to community. Visit HanoverBank.com to learn more today. That's HanoverBank.com. Hanover Bank. Forward together.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT Sal back on the Fan on this Tuesday morning, 888-808-1019. It is a big day for me, BT. I mentioned this a while back, but today's Emmy Day. And I am going up against Bill Pito, Steve Gelbs, and Gary Apple. Now, radio people are like, who cares about the Emmy? Although Francesa did give me crap for that. Oh, come on. Remember he came on, I was like, it's only a local Emmy. What's the difference? But I am tired of losing to Bill Pito, and we might find out today if, in fact, this is the year that I take Pito down. I want that damn Emmy for Baseball Night in New York. Come on. Been years in the waiting. Matter of fact, after losing 2 straight years to Bill Pito, like at first it's like, all right, Pito, whatever, he's good. I'm happy to just be nominated. Like, I don't belong on TV. I'm a radio guy. But then the second year, it's like, maybe I do have a chance at this. And to lose again to Bill Pito. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I don't want to try anymore. Don't even put in the reel. Forget it. I don't want to be nominated. I don't want to lose again. They put in, get nominated, and again, year 3. Like, I do not want to be the Buffalo Bills of the damn local Emmys here. Come on.
What are the odds? So we got Sal, we got Gelbs, we've got Gary, and who's the fourth one?
Gelbs is on it for his hosting Jets pre and post.
All right.
Gary,
by the way, I'm going to give you my verdict after.
Okay.
Go ahead. So
Gary,
Gelbs, Jets, I've seen it before. Yep.
Gary
obviously.
Apple is on it for Mets pre and post.
Yeah, Gary's going to be tough to beat.
Pito's on it for his MSG 160.
I've seen that with Hahn and Wally and those guys. Yep.
And I'm on it for Baseball Night in New York. I believe that's it. Please forgive me if I'm missing somebody, but I'm pretty sure that's it.
I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to pick a winner. What I'll do is I'll tell you what I watch the most.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
Well, you probably watch. Well, Jets Post is probably hard for you because
I don't watch that.
You're doing the
No,
unkillable.
sometimes they'll rerun it during the week, and I like Bart and I like Willie, and they do a good job. But I watch that with the least frequency. So it's not about me placing it last. It's just in terms of me watching it the least.
Right.
So I watch a lot of Knicks. No, I don't mean this. I don't watch the Knicks coverage for Bill Pito necessarily, but he does a good job with those guys.
What I say, the 160? I think it's the 150. Yeah, the MSG 150.
Yeah, when he kind of blurs around there and it does it really quick there. He does a good job, and he's a solid pro. He's been doing it for a long time.
Very good.
I do watch the Mets every night, so I see a lot of Gary.
Yes.
I am not always home when you're on, but I do like the show. Depending upon who's on the panel. No, I'm just kidding. I've told you before, I like the show. I like that. I do watch it quite a bit. So I would say that in order of watching, I would say Gary 1.
Right.
Sal 2. Pito 3, Gelbs 4.
Okay, that's in order of watching.
Correct.
Right. So that
and I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah,
you can deduce however you want from there.
And I'll do it unbiasedly of my ranking of the talent.
Unbiased. All right. What we got? 1 Sal, 2 Sal, 3 Sal, 4 Gary. Throw another S and Y.
Yeah, I can't even do it. I was going to do it in a joking way. I can't even do it. But
I thought you got one already. You have one, don't you?
I do, but
we want number 2?
Yeah, and this one will mean a lot more.
Yeah, it's like Eli gets you in the Hall of Fame. You got one. Yeah, you got a little lucky. You got 2. You're in the Hall of Fame.
Well, because it would be now the show is also nominated. I forget who the show is going up against. But, okay. So the show Baseball Night in New York nominated.
But if the show wins, would you get one?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, but the show is nominated and I'm nominated head to head.
Difference.
Like this is my name, my face on it. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Now I would take the show one just because it means so much. Like I'm a product of all those producers are really like it's nothing like radio. No offense, Hal, but I mean those guys. Have you awake in there?
He's all right.
They got like 15 different guys and stats and this.
That's a lot.
I mean, come on.
They're hustling.
Yeah, they are. They do a great job. We of course, and I was a radio producer, so I could say that. I mean, I know what I was doing as a radio producer compared to what these guys do as producers. It's nothing close. So I would be okay with winning the show one. But come on, dude. Like, you know what? Like, I'm a competitor.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one way maybe we can compete, or at least one of the ways to compete. I can't lose. Bill Pito's a nice guy. Gary Apple's the nicest guy. If I could lose to anybody in the category, it would be Gary Apple.
What if you lose to Gelbs?
I'd have a problem with that. I got to be honest with you. I like Gelbs a lot, and I think he does a great job. But, no, I want to win. I'll give Gary Apple. I've known him for 20 years, whatever, maybe 15 years.
Sure.
Love Gary Apple.
Okay.
Nicest guy. He spent 4th of July on his rooftop on the west side of Manhattan.
How long ago?
This was 2013-ish, 2014.
He's got to have a nice little spread out there. All that TV money, all those years, right?
G-App is the man. Love
He's a good guy, Gary.
Literally one of the nicest.
Doesn't mean he should win, though.
Well, I'm just saying if I lose to him, it'd be okay. If I lose to Gelbs, my SNY teammate, I'm a little less okay with all right, whatever. Congrats, you tip your cap. But no. Everybody else I want to take down, and Pito, I like him, nice guy. I've messaged with him over the years, very little. I never met him in person, but we've talked on social media a little bit through the years. I tell good luck, congrats, whatever it may be. I forget how he started following me, or I started following him. We talked a little bit. So nice guy. I mean, you won 2 in a row. Come on, it's my turn. This is my time, BT. I think I'm coming away with a win today.
What's the criteria?
I have no idea.
Honestly, that's the question. I've got one at home, you've got one. I have no idea how I won. I don't know who the hell votes on it. I don't know.
The one that I won, I was a part of Sports Night that won. It was the A-Rod PED scandal episode. Yeah. A-Rod, I'm sorry. I mean, A-Rod, I have my trophy on it. My name on that, it says it on the trophy. A-Rod PED scandal episode of Sports Night. That Moose and I were on there for maybe 30 seconds of the show.
Okay.
And because we were on the show that won, we were eligible to get the Emmy.
Okay.
So it's not real, You know how I won mine at SNY? I basically just created a show. I go to the producers. I'm like, this is the summer of LeBron. I'm like, hey, we should do a free agent frenzy. That's what we should do. And they just created a show. And it was me and it was Isola. Yeah.
And somebody.
Tommy D?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't Tommy.
He ran out after that, I think.
Was it Eamon? Who was leading it?
It could have been Eamon.
Either
Kirk
was.
Jimenez?
No.
Custer?
I remember York?
Yeah, those are all the old
Good
SNY.
God, that is a long time ago. No, I don't think it was Pete Cuss from the Wheelhouse. No. Good dude, Bryce. Shout out to him. No, so if I didn't create the show, I'd have none.
All right, so you create. At least you feel
Came
like
up with the concept.
And so it feels like you've earned that one. For me, I look at mine as like a culmination. Now, look, nobody really cares about this stuff. I get it, but I want to win. And
Is there a bonus clause if you win?
No, come on. But yeah, you get to maybe keep your job for another couple of months. Yeah, maybe they'll let me back next week. The other thing is Francesa, who's like, oh, no, I want to make the big guy proud. I don't want to disappoint him.
How many do you have? Do you have a couple?
Oh, who knows? Probably from mic'd up all those years.
I'm asking, mic'd up.
Yeah, Mike goes by the Marconis. Like when you get in that realm,
I know.
then maybe you can start being. He doesn't care about those local Emmys, as he told us on the golf course. All right, BT. So stay tuned. Hopefully, we get the results before we
find out today for sure.
Yeah, they're getting announced today, man. I'm a little nervous. Last year, I remember going back in the office because it happened after the show. Yeah. You could like stream it, and I was streaming it, and like the award for whatever.
They actually do like the present.
Yeah,
I didn't even know how I found out.
Yeah.
So like somebody goes up, like a woman in a gown, and like opens up the thing.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they announce it, and the winner is.
Oh, dude, if you win it, we have to play this on the air tomorrow. We have to have this.
Maybe we could carry it live.
First roll on. Oh, God. That's hysterical.
BT
You think you're going to win? I know you want to win. You think you're going to win.
My whole life, I've been a loser.
Jeez. Is that how you start the acceptance speech?
Yeah.
The turning of the tide.
My whole life, I've been a loser
And here I
until
am.
now.
Do you think you're going to win?
I'm conditioned to expect the worst.
All right.
That's just,
all right.
like, I want to believe that this is my time.
Yeah.
I do believe that the performance on the show speaks for itself. Like, I feel good about that.
Uh-huh.
But
you never know.
Yeah, I feel like at the end of it, it's going to be the same old thing. Like, I'll come away like...
come on up, Bill. Get your award.
Rob is calling from Westchester. What's up, Rob?
Hey, Rob.
Hey, what's up, boys?
How are you,
Hey,
Rob?
Sal, I'm wishing you the best, buddy. I wanted to also tell you that my friends and I, it's funny, I don't know how many people debate this, but we're constantly debating who's got the better broadcast post-game, the Mets or Yankees. It's not even a discussion. The Mets have had the best sports play-by-play and broadcast. Well, you got Ron, Gary, Keith, and then post-game, pre-game, Sal, we got you on there. Do you agree with me? Do you think that we have a much, much better in-game, post-game, pre-game than the Yankees?
Well, just to clarify, I am not on the pre and post. Also, I cannot give you a fair answer there. Now, my opinion is that SNY is superior. I also work there, so my word on that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to hold as much water as if you said it, BT, you give your opinion on it, unbiased.
I love the Mets booth. I mean, you know what I think of the Yankees booth. I love it. I think the Mets booth is terrific. I really do. And, the one thing, and this is, more of a TV downstream thing, but I think the Yes does itself a disservice by not having a show that
before
after it, like SNY does.
Right. Oh yeah, right.
Like that. The days of watching SportsCenter. I mean, I can't speak for the younger generation, but when we were younger, like you had to fall asleep to SportsCenter.
Right.
That music came on, and
then the wake up
highlights here,
and wake up the next morning. It was a thing to
put
do.
it right
catch
back
up on everything.
Yeah.
All about, like there was nothing you missed if you watched SportsCenter that night or
and
that
MSG
morning.
used to do a good job of that as well. The sports desk as well.
Yeah.
But like to me, SNY, it just the way they piece it all together. You get the Jets, you get the Giants, you get St. John's, you get it all.
You're not going to miss any New
You're
York.
not going to miss anything. So to me, I watch it more, and I love the Yankee broadcast.
Right.
I like certain people with K more than others,
right?
And certain broadcast components with SNY that I think are better than Yes,
right.
But the best part for me of SNY is the way they package it all together.
Yeah, I think
New York.
I think SNY is just next level elite. I don't think Yes is bad.
No,
and I think
it's obviously not. It's good.
Yeah, I think the inconsistencies of who's on the Yes broadcast kind of hurts them a
too
little
many
bit.
combinations, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, Gary, Keith, and Ron have been a thing for how long?
Yeah, I know.
So, and then when you get into the pre and post, like, I'm legit good friends with Bold Zeal and Gary Apple. I can't give a fair opinion on that. Bob Lorenz seems like a nice guy. Jack Curry does an excellent job.
Jack Curry's fantastic.
He is fantastic. So they do a good job as well. But I can't give come on, I'm going to side with SNY. Harry is calling from Clifton. What's up, Harry?
Hey, guys. Sal, good luck with it. I hope you win.
Thank you.
I just wanted to point something out about Volpe. I heard on the Evan and Tiki show last week that Volpe was going to be sat down because he has a torn labrum, and he's been playing with a torn labrum for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's why he hasn't played really outside of last night. He sat for a few games. Got a cortisone shot.
Oh, all right. I didn't hear about the cortisone shot, but I thought you said he was healthy, and that's why I called in.
He is now, and thank you for the call, Harry. First of all, they've known that he's had this
May
issue.
30 got hurt.
Yeah, all year long. They felt like it was a prior condition when they had the MRI back then. Well, that's what they felt, right? So he's played with this all year long. Then they came out with it recently, to your point, Harry, and gave him the cortisone shot. Caballero's played short. Last night was the 6th straight start for him at short, but Volpe did get in the game, and they said that he's healthy and a go. And it sounds like you said that he was on the Boone was on the Talking Yanks podcast.
It looks like he's going to play tonight, Volpe at short. So
Okay.
that's what, because we were talking before. If you guys are just tuning in, free Odyssey app, obviously. But what does Boone? What do the Yankees do with the postseason here? And my answer in terms of shortstop, my answer is Caballero. I just love the grit. I love what he brings to the table. He's injected this team with a little edge, which I really like. But, if Volpe plays tonight, and what was just said on Talking Yanks seems like he will, what if Volpe goes on a heater?
Right.
I mean, you're not going to sit him down.
No, I think
so it's still TBD.
I think any opportunity Volpe gives them to continue to play him, they're going to look for that. BT and Sal on the Fan, little Ballface, Truth, Ballface Live when we come back.
Yeah, we'll get to that coming up, no doubt. Hey, 4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs, some driving for the performance, others for the range, some driving, well, let's face it, it's a good way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. So whatever the reason is, there's never been a better time to say, hey, let's take the Cadillac.
Yeah, BT, the all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. You got the Escalade IQ, the Vistic, the Optic, and the Lyric. That's the one that I drove last summer. It was great. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. The BT and Sal Show is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
The Cowboys possess the most dangerous kicking weapon in all of the NFL. That guy could actually attempt a 75-yard field goal if they had to win the game.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Over 41 million people tuned in to watch Terrence Crawford defeat Canelo Alvarez on Netflix. Proof that championship boxing still draws massive audiences when the stars are big enough. The fight peaked at 24 million streams, topped Netflix charts in 30 countries, and brought in $47 million at the gate, showing that boxing can still be a global blockbuster when the matchup delivers. I'm Maggie Gray.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we believe athletes are defined by their journey, not the medals they win. And creating a safer stage for all levels of competition is our priority. Join the movement to end abuse at uscenterforsafesport.org.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide and services to showcase your invention. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380.
Brazy with intervals of clouds and sun. High 76.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Gio. That's G-I-O to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Gio. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Help with the gambling problem. Go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Hey, it's Jerry Recco. If you're facing hair loss like I am, I would like to share my journey at Great Many, New York City's cutting-edge hair growth studio. Looking to regrow your hair safely and effectively? Forget those risky pills with scary side effects and costly trips to Turkey. At Great Many, they use PRP, regenerative medicine trusted by pro athletes for recovery. It's a natural, non-surgical solution that really works. Check out my journey and visit greatmany.com/fan to learn more and save $200 today. Don't hesitate. Take action now like I have. Go to greatmany.com/fan to book your treatment or get a free consultation.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Now, time for Boldface Lie, Boldface Truth with Brenton Tierney and Sal Licata.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Hoff, what do you got for us, little Boldface Truth, Boldface Lies? We do every Tuesday at 11:40.
All right, we're going to start with you there, Sal. JT Miller will finish with the most points on the Rangers this season. Boldface Lie, Boldface Truth.
JT Miller's on the Rangers?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Of course, he was named captain.
Oh, sorry.
No. Oh, I was joking around. He's named captain today. I'm going to say that is a bold-face lie. I think Panarin's still going to have that crown. I don't know who did it last year.
It was Panarin.
Yeah, by how many?
What do you have?
He had 89. It was bad, dude. He had 89, and no one was even close. Like 60-something for Fox.
I think Miller will have a big year. I hope it's Miller. But that's a tough crown to take from Panarin, Panarin's issue has not been in the regular season. It's been the postseason. So, all right, look at Hoff starting off with a little...
it was just trigonometry here. That's the last thing I'm thinking about right now.
Yeah, right.
I would say Bullface truth. You slap the C on, you lead the way here. Let's go.
Okay. Bullface.
I do like, for the record, before we move on and probably never talk hockey again,
yes.
I do love the fact that new head coach, Sullivan, new captain, JT Miller, and obviously, a star player. Let's see if it can change the vibes, because obviously that core became stale.
Baldface lie, Baldface truth, BT.
Yes.
Justin Fields will start week 4 for the New York Jets.
Week 4, I'm going to say Bullface truth. I do believe he's going to play week 4. Week 3, I'm not so sure. What Aaron said yesterday, said if he's not on the practice field by Friday, then he's not going to be able to play. And it's Tuesday. The new concussion protocol is pretty tricky to circumvent, so to speak here. So I don't think he's going to play this week. I hope that I'm wrong.
That would suck, dude, because it's a winnable game.
I know. And think about this. The Bucs have a short week. They played last night, obviously. Now they got not going to be an easy game, but the Jets are obviously fairly big dogs here. But I do think we're going to see Tyrod Taylor down in Tampa, and then I do think that we'll see, especially with the extra day. That Jets-Dolphins game is Monday night, right? So I think you'd have the extra day for Fields for week 4. Bullface truth.
Yeah, I think it's a bold-faced truth he's going to play week 4. I still believe he's going to. Now, so you said if Glenn said if he doesn't practice by Friday,
he's not playing.
But it's only Tuesday. Where are we at?
Well, how many days of practice do you really have? So they'll get back in the building today, and then they'll do a little practice tomorrow, and then...
if he's got a concussion, he's got a concussion. By the way, off of that Cowboys thing, which I finished, dude, Troy Aikman,
I know.
To just let them play.
Yeah,
concussion after
so
concussion.
different. You see him smelling the salts there.
He doesn't remember anything about one of the championship games. I forget the exact year.
Yes.
Good God.
No, dude, it's so different. And, that's why you read these stories where, you just see a player, God forbid, do something there's no restraint there, whether it's killing somebody or killing themselves. You've seen a lot of those stories. They just lose the power of the mind to operate. So I just think that now, if this is years ago, I think, Fields is playing. If it was a tight game, Fields would have finished the game.
Right. So it's not really like whether you or I think. It's a matter of fact as to what the doctors say. But I still hold out hope that he's going to play this week. Baldface truth, he's going to play week 4.
All right, Baldface truth, Baldface lie. Sal.
Yeah.
The Giants will score more than 70. Oh, sorry, 70. No chance. Sorry. More than 21 points versus Chiefs Sunday night.
Man, that's a good question. I think the Chiefs are toast, man. But I also think that they're the Chiefs and this is the Giants. I need more time to decide which way I'm going to lean in this game. Too early in the week. But I'm going to say that's a bald-face lie. I don't think the Giants... You said 21?
21. Actually, said 71 first, but 21.
71, they probably won't score that the rest of the way. I would say that's a lot. The Chiefs... Put it this way. And now I know it's home versus road. The Eagles scored 20 points against the Chiefs. Their strength actually now, you could argue, is their defense. With Mahomes missing throws and Kelsey dropping passes, whatever it may be, lack of weapons, their strength is their defense. I think it's going to be a tough slog. I could see the game being scored in the 20s, the low 20s. I'm going to go under. I say, right now, I'd say 17-ish for the Giants.
21's a tough number. I'm going to say over. I think you're going to see, listen, I'd like to see the Giants defense come up and make a splash play. Can we do that? Can you put something on the turf and pick it up and have a short field or bring one to the house or do something that you're supposed to do, which is my biggest issue with the Giants defense so far this year. They were obviously better in week 1 against the Commanders than they were this week against Dallas. I'm going to say slightly over. I think that the Giants got a little something from this Dallas game, even though they lost. And I'm going to say probably more in the mid-20s-ish. And, I'm going to go over with this.
Interesting. If they could do that against this defense, now you're building something. I am choosing at this particular moment to look at last week or Sunday as the aberration.
So the over-under is 44.5, and the Chiefs at the moment are minus 5.5.
There you go. So they're saying that the Giants aren't getting the 21 if you do the math.
Well, they say
there.
right around there, right?
Yeah.
Can you look up a Giants team total?
No.
They probably have that somewhere. Well, I was actually thinking about that because I bet that over the years. And
team totals are fun.
Yeah, they are fun because you're just rooting for one thing.
Exactly.
This team to score this many points. Problem is, if you do it with the Giants, generally you're under. So now sometimes I'll look at these games even with that eye, even though I'm not betting it. Just say okay, what would? Oh wow, this is interesting. They would have gone over here.
17.5.
Let me see. Let me see if I could. Give me a second. I got to sign in.
I'm curious.
Pull it up.
Well, because to me, the team total is a good route if you like an over, but you don't love it. because you're just not convinced the other team's going to do their part of the job.
Just
you know
pick
what I mean?
Just pick the one side. Why not mess around? Now, look, you can make arguments for either way.
Of course.
Let's see here. Giants, team. Is it team props you think it'd be under? Probably.
It might be.
Yeah, total points. Here we go.
I'm going to say 17.5. Maybe even slightly more. What is it?
See, here's the problem with these sites now.
They have alternate lines, too. I know.
The first one I saw was 16.5, but then there's...
That's probably it, Sal.
Well, let's see. 18.5 is minus 140.
Okay.
Over 18.5 is minus 140.
Okay.
Over 20.5 is plus 110.
Oh.
So and then the over 16.5 is minus 200. So probably the real number is 18.5.
In between the 18 and the 20.
I would guess, right?
Yeah.
Which they don't even have.
Based on the odds, I think that's fair.
On this site, it goes 14, 16, 14.5, 16.5, 18.5, under 20. And I probably wouldn't touch that, honestly. I'm not betting under 20.5 at minus 145. If you believe in the over like you do, BT, you go over 20.5, you get it at plus 110.
Yeah,
That's probably the best bet.
You ever bet alternate lines in terms of point spread?
Yeah, I do that all the time now because you could do it.
Oh, man.
I did it with the Ravens this weekend.
I remember doing it years ago with the Jets when this is like year 4 or 5 of Rex. They were a mess. And I think that the Patriots were minus 10, and I think I jacked it up to like minus 17.5. I got back like plus 350. I'm like, I'm gonna make money on these losers.
Yeah, I love doing
Why
that.
not?
You bonus?
I do have a bonus because I said I was going to ask every week. The Mets and Yankees will. I'm going to change it up. The Mets will make the playoffs, and the Yankees will win the division. Bald-faced lie or bald-faced truth?
Bald-faced lie. I don't think the Yankees will win the division. I do think the Mets will squeeze in and get that last spot.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a bald face. Would you say lie? Yeah, the Yankees are going to win the division at this point. But I'm not so sold on the other part of it. Mathematically, yeah. I just feel like too many people now have gone the other way after one win. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like, oh, the Mets won a game and now all their problems are gone. Not so fast.
No, but I also think the calculus is part of the teams that are chasing you.
Understood.
That's part of it, too. I mean, if it was better teams, like, say if the Mets had more wins and the teams, whether it's Arizona, Cincy, the Giants, the Cardinals, whatever, probably stop there, and they were just better, then I think that maybe some of the enthusiasm would be stifled a bit, but I think part of it is, number one, it was a walk-off crazy win.
All right, but there's still in the game
I get that. It's one win, but also the team's chasing you. Yeah, as we've said all year, do you really believe in them?
It was also a game that they played lousy in that they won.
Yeah.
Now, the hope is that at least bursts the pressure bubble and can let them go out there and play. But, like, can you sit here and say, Met fans, can you sit there confidently and say they're going to win 2 out of 3 against the Padres? Whereas if you asked me a week ago, I would have felt better about it. In that week, they continued to lose game after game after game after game in excruciating fashion, one worse than the next. So just because they won a game and didn't lose last night because they were off doesn't give me confidence in them. I'm with you as far as the teams that they're like the Reds forget about. It's now more about the Diamondbacks, who, by the way, Gio said this incorrectly this morning. I heard him and I had to go double check it. As of now, the tiebreaker between the Diamondbacks and the Mets, because they finished head to head even, is the division record, which favors the Diamondbacks at the moment.
Is that true? Okay.
And
all right,
obviously there's still division series to be played, yes, within the series here.
They're in a series right now between each other, the Diamondbacks and the Giants.
Correct, and the Mets obviously have the Marlins and the Nationals still.
Yeah.
So that's TBD. They do have the tiebreaker over the Giants, who lost last night to Arizona. So I still think the math says, and the Mets should get in, but I'm not sold that they've turned the corner just because they won a game on Sunday.
I think they're going 5-7 these next 12 games.
So then will that be enough?
No. If they go 5-7,
dude, you think they're going to go 6-6?
No, they can't go 5-7. I mean, they've got to go better than. I think they're going to go 7-5. I don't think they're going to play great ball. I think they're going to squeeze out 7 wins. You got the Nationals, you got the Marlins.
So
I know this Padres series. Tonight's a tough game. I mean, you got Michael King against Holmes, probably right into the bullpen.
Holmes into Manaea, they're piggybacking.
No, I know. But
can't wait to see that. That'll be fun.
I think the Mets will. I think the Mets will get 7 wins. You don't think they'll get 7? You don't think they'll go 7-5?
Are you more confident the Mets would go 7-5, or I'm going to win that Emmy today?
I am more confident. Oh, man.
You can be honest.
I know. That the Mets will go 7-5.
Wow. That's a shock.
No,
I don't think that. Like, I don't think they're going to go 7-5.
But do you think you're going to win the Emmy?
No, I'm not confident that. I'm just less confident in the Mets. Dude, like, okay, they 2 out of 3 against the Padres.
I'm looking at the Nats and the Marlins.
Oh, but
I've got to leave that door open.
And the Marlins, okay.
I know. I get it. They lost 3 out of 4 to the Marlins. Last time they played them, they lost 2 out of 3 to the Nats. Last time, I know. You know what it is? I mean, I guess I can, but I can't really. I just can't see the Mets not making the playoffs.
Understood. Same thing.
Like all the stuff.
They might even be able to get in if they go 6-6.
BT. They missed in 2023. We saw the collapse in 07.
Yeah, I know.
Actually,
but I don't lump. You guys know I don't lump that stuff in. I don't do it with the Yankees. All the Yankees are going to win because they're the Yankees, and I don't do that with the Mets. They're gonna collapse because of the Mets. I've always separated that.
That's fine. But the odds are the Mets will always miss the playoffs rather than make the playoffs.
But the team's chasing them. To his point, my thing is, can they get in? They might be able to get in with 5-7 or 6-6.
5-7, Hoff. Do you have the man? 5-7, they're going to get in.
Yeah, so they would be 80.
They're going to go. They're going to go 2-3 versus the Marlins. They're going to go 1-2. Sorry. Yeah, they're going to win two games.
Right, take us through it, guys.
Start with the Padres.
They're going to win 1 versus the Padres.
So they're going to go 1-2 Padres.
Okay.
Next, Nationals.
They're going to win 1 versus the Nationals.
Oh my God, dude. Well, then they're not getting in.
That's what I said. That's why 5-7.
All right, go ahead. 1-2. Next
they're going to win 1 versus the Cubs
at the Cubbies. Jesus.
And then they're going to win 2 in Miami.
All right,
just to tease you, give you that.
2, 3, 4.
162.
That's 5-7.
162.
That's pessimistic.
5-7. That's 82 wins. You said, yeah, right. Yeah.
They're gonna win the first. They're gonna win the game 160 and 161, and they're gonna lose game 162, and they're gonna be out of the playoffs.
I could see them.
Lock it up.
Come on, dude.
What level of where would that rank on the torture meter for you guys?
Under no circumstance can they lose 2 out of 3 to the Nationals. Under none. Like if they lose 2 out of, I could see them losing 2 out of 3 to the Padres. Although I'd say let's say they win these 2 out of 3. Win at least 2 out of 3 from the Nats. That gets you 4 wins, and then you got at Chicago, which is not going to be a pleasant place to play.
No.
And then in Miami. That's what I'm saying. Like I think they're at best 7-5.
That's what I said. I think they're going to go 7-5.
More realistic, probably 6-6. 7-5 would get them to, what's the math here? 84 wins, dude. I mean,
84.
Wins.
Yeah, 7-5 would be 84. I mean, 80. Either way you cut it, 84 is just a gross number for this team with the payroll. 84 is ugly.
And then the question is, can Arizona or probably the Reds, Giants, or Diamondbacks are going to get to 84? I wouldn't think. All right.
84. That's flirting, man. Feel good about that. Maybe it is the Emmy.
By the way, you guys said that they can't lose 2 of 3 to the Nationals. They did last time they played.
I know, but I'm talking about this stuff. I said that they can't.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying like obviously anything can happen. I'm saying they can't at home to the Nationals. You lose 2 out of 3. Just pack your bags and go
not like
home.
they can't do it from a baseball perspective. It's just unacceptable if they do more so.
Like literally, it can happen. We've seen it. We've seen worse. All right, BT and Sal, the Fan, reset down with the king topic of the day when we come back, as well as your calls 888-808-1019. Right now, let's get you updated. Here's Andrew Bogut.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 12 o'clock. I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by St. Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. The Rangers finished last season without a captain after trading Jacob Trouba to Anaheim in December. Before opening training camp for a new season, the Blue Shirts are giving the C to JT Miller. He is the 29th captain in team history. In a statement, GM Chris Drury said that Miller became an immediate leader after his January trade and that he, quote, exemplifies how we want to conduct ourselves both on and off the ice. The Rangers also announcing this morning their first ever jersey patch sponsor. It's Game 7, a multi-platform sports and entertainment brand co-founded by Mark Messier. It's now a 5-game hole in the division for the Yankees. Game 2 in Minnesota, 7:40 here in the Fan. The Mets get back on the field. First 3 with those Padres, 7:10, Odyssey Mets Radio. It's now Arizona. That's a game and a half back for the last wild card. San Francisco and Cincinnati are 2 games off the Mets pace. And former UConn star Paige Beckers is the WNBA Rookie of the Year. Fan weather sponsored by the Tobe Beach Boat Show. Visit nyboatshows.com. The Tobe Beach In-Water Boat Show is back at Tobe Beach September 19th through the 21st. Long Island's best boat dealers will be there with huge savings. Free parking all weekend, and on Friday, free admission for first responders and military. Visit nyboatshows.com. It's 70 degrees, partly sunny in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Baseball heartbreak, football glory. WFAN covers every win, loss, and headline from the Yankees, Mets, Jets, and Giants. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Hey, healthcare workers of New York, are you looking to make a difference? Saints Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is actively hiring nurses and CNAs. Call 718-714-4800. That's 718-714-4800.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Jersey City can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport at Newport Center. Grand opening celebration September 19th through September 21st.
It's the road ahead, brought to you by our local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. The team from the Bronx continues its extended road trip against Minnesota before heading to Baltimore for a crucial 4-game set.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick it up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results. Faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
We asked parents to share their journey of adopting teens.
They changed who I am because I can't see life without them in it.
Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
This Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th, you can get a great deal on a new foot spa, transforming you into the queen of kicking it.
Wait, this has bubble jets. Okay.
Get up to 40% off with Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
Talk New York sports.
BT Sal back on on the Fan Down with the King topic of the day on this Tuesday afternoon. Started the show talking about the Yankees and the fact that the division is now over, in all likelihood, BT, with their loss last night combined with the Blue Jays win. 5-game deficit. They don't have the tiebreaker. The Blue Jays own that as well, so it's really 6 with just 12 games to go. And even with the soft schedule, I was wrong. I thought the Yanks would win the division. Doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, and making things more difficult on themselves once they do get to October.
Time's ticking. I mean, yeah, they're not going to win this division, and it's going to just make their road a lot tougher. There's no question about that. Everybody knows it. Are they built for it? I'm not sure. I haven't really felt it all year. There has been a renewed sense of, I don't know if belief, but certainly enthusiasm for maybe what they could be, because I'll tell you, you don't really make this association with baseball as much because it's not like a tough thing. But Caballero's grit is something that I thought that they really needed, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see. If you guys missed it, Boone was on with John Boy and those guys talking Yanks earlier today, and he said that, quote, probably Volpe is going to be back in the lineup tonight. So I think this is a very interesting point of inflection for the Yankees where I know they're going to want to kick the tires on Volpe and see what he does, but if he's average and they keep running him out there, that shifts, I think who the Yankees could be and what they are. Because I got to tell you something else, dude. Like, it's not just Volpe who's had a very rough year. Jazz has hit great, and Jazz has stolen base, but there are basic plays with Jazz at second base that aren't really made. And it's disconcerting. So, they're not going to win the division. I get it. When you think about the Yankees' mission, it's always about winning championships. I didn't really think that they had a team that was built to necessarily win the division. It's disappointing in the sense that you didn't win it. It's still in front of you, not to sound like the manager, but they got problems, but they also have some answers. We'll see.
It just makes the playoff road potentially more challenging, or not potentially. It is going to be more challenging than it was a year ago. Doesn't mean they can't get through, but it's going to be more challenging. I mean, we could have the other argument of, does it even really matter as long as you're in? Okay, yeah, you have to play an extra series, but we went over the American League East champions in the last 4 years, whatever it is, post-pandemic, and it doesn't always mean teams can't get out of the first round for the most part, outside of the Yankees, who in 2022 went to the ALCS before getting swept by the Astros. So it doesn't mean that they all of a sudden can't go on a run come playoff time. What it does mean to me, and I think it's a sad state overall, is that the regular season in Major League Baseball, outside of finding a way into the postseason, has been proven to be relatively meaningless. Again, outside of getting to the postseason, which that's what it's about. Just get there.
Yeah.
I hate to just get there, anything can happen, but really, BT, that's what it's about. If we're going to minimize the division, which we certainly can based on the results, and it's all about, and even our feel. Like, we could say, well, it's going to be a tough road, but it's not like, oh, crap, the Yankees blew the division. The majority of people let go of the division a while ago, and it's just like getting in, and now you want to have home field against the Red Sox or whoever it may be in that second spot in the wild card. And by the way, the Yanks have work to do there, but the minimizing of the regular season in Major League Baseball, that's been going on for a while. Maybe no more clear evidence than this year as it pertains to both the Mets and the Yankees.
And what happens with expansion? I mean, that's a different conversation.
It's going to make it even worse.
Yeah, it's going to make it worse. There's going to be more playoff spots here, going to be more watered down. Would it surprise anybody? And we'll see what they do with realignment, all these things that Manfred talked about. We hit this about a month or so ago. But in 10, 12, 15 years, is it going to be more like the NBA and the NHL? It very well might be.
Well, think about it this way. If I were to ask you, we love baseball, right? Probably our favorite sport. Watch baseball our whole lives.
Yep.
Diehard baseball fans. If I were to ask you, based off of watching either the Mets or the Yankees throughout the course of this regular season, do you really think that either team is really the highest level of caliber baseball?
No.
Me neither. However, once they get to the postseason, you can't sit here and say definitively they're not good enough. You could say your belief in it.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean anything. What we saw in the regular season, while we all acknowledge neither team has been good enough, it doesn't mean anything once the calendar flips October as long as you're in. I can't definitively say the Yankees I didn't think they were good last year. They got to the World Series. I didn't think the Mets were good. They got to the NLCS. Will it happen again? Probably not, but it could.
Well, who is the team in baseball that you can say is definitively good enough to get to the World Series? That's the other part of the equation here. Listen, I think Toronto, and I've thought that they're probably more formidable than maybe some others thought earlier in the year, but They're far from perfect. I mean, you want to tell me the Astros, who are a little bit banged up and lost some players? I know they're going to be tough, but they're far from perfect. The Tigers, all right. I mean, you're going to see Skubal a few times. That's going to be tough, but they're far from perfect. The Dodgers aren't playing particularly well. The Phillies got bounced by the Mets a year ago.
Yeah, I would say
the Brewers have no real DNA in terms of championship or getting really far. Who is the team?
You could poke holes in everybody, which is also a part of the problem where you're not looking at the big bad Dodgers who won 120 games. And even if they did, they still could get in the postseason and lose in the best of 5 in the division.
Think about Lupin of the Seattle Mariners years ago. So do you think that that's good for the sport or bad for the sport? Where most teams... Go ahead.
I don't like it myself.
Yeah. Why, though?
Well, I mean, I do understand getting other teams involved or other cities involved because it's too much of a random... I hate to use the term crapshoot because
I know we use it all the time, but it's not. It's true. It fits.
Well, because the teams use it as an excuse to absolve them from postseason failures, which I think there's an element of that. I don't think it's the only reason why certain teams won't. Like if the Mets don't win this postseason, assuming they get in, it's not because of the crapshoot that is the postseason.
Yeah,
it's because they didn't build a team that's good enough. And the Yankees years past, I'm not saying this year, years past, you can make that argument. Oh, it's a random crapshoot. No, it's not a crapshoot. You get smoked by the Astros in 2022. You weren't good enough. So that's a different story. I don't think it's good because I would prefer to see the teams that are better for the duration of 162 be playing. Like if the best teams didn't currently get knocked off in the first round, I think it'd be fine. We always see it happen.
I know we do.
With the best team getting knocked.
It's a lot. Well, I also just think bigger picture, like to me, whether it's like, and I know it's a totally different sport, and it's not the same. I get that. Clearly, it's not it's a loose comparison, but I love when there's a team that is perceived to be so much better than everybody else that they just create enemies because they're so powerful.
Right.
Like and it's just a different traction for the sport. It's a different level of analysis. It's a different level of energy. And I don't think you get that anymore in baseball because there's no big badass team that just comes in and thumps everybody.
Well, we had it with the Dodgers, and they had a down regular season. They still might be that in the postseason. Who knows? They're still that evil empire. The Astros were for a while the team that was dominant. Yankees, obviously, going back years. Like, I still think you could have that. We just have not seen that. Consistent regular season dominance and then again postseason dominance.
Yeah.
It is too much of a random results thing once you get to October. BT, which can be good, also could be bad. BT and Sal on the Fan, our friends at Town Fair Tire, remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Also talked to little Jets and Giants, more with the Giants and just the fact that if they were to lose this game coming up Sunday night at home against the Chiefs, the Jets, it's uncertain with the quarterback and obviously a lesser caliber opponent in the Bucs, even though they're 2-0 and been playing some decent football. It finishes down to the wire in both their games so far. But with the Giants, one of these two teams, the Chiefs or the Giants, going to walk away 0-3. Hard to say that it's going to be the Chiefs that would be that. But assuming that the Giants don't win this game or struggle here, Chargers next, and we know about their tough schedule, I still don't think Dable's going to be on the hot seat in the regular season. That was one of the talking points I felt like on social media or something. I can't give that any merit. I believe that the next phase, once they realize that this isn't going to work with the Russell Wilson phase and they're not going to win, get to the playoffs, then they're going to transition to Jackson Dart, and then they'll let it ride out, evaluating Dable and Dart together.
Well, first of all, the bigger picture in a moment, but I think one of the hard things to do when we watch sports, right, is to take a team that's been really good and certain spots great and not in real time fully able to recognize their demise. And to me, this is a game that the Giants should be in for 4 quarters. The Kansas City Chiefs don't score a ton of points. They didn't score a ton of points a year ago. The Giants defense is supposed to be good, and it was not good this past weekend. You're at home, so I do expect that the Giants should put up a fight here. I don't think because the Chiefs have Mahomes. It's so easy to say, well, Mahomes, the Chiefs, they're going to be phenomenal. No, they're really not. They don't score. Kelsey's getting old. He's distracted. They're not quite the same team. They're a little bit banged up. So that's just the immediacy of the matchup here. The bigger picture, to your point, if they were, and I'm kind of with you, although there's going to be a point where if it's too gory and too unavoidable, you're going to have to do something. Now, listen, do I think that the Giants get to 1-9 this year or 2-10? I don't. But let's just for a moment tap into the possibility that they do. Sal, if they get to that and they're 2-10 and they're playing poorly and they go to Dart and he doesn't look the part, what do you do?
Yeah, I'd still me personally, I'd ride it out with Dable and Dart. And then if he doesn't look like he's a stud, then I reassess everything in the offseason. I would totally clean house.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about like Dart yet. He would be on the back burner. Bring in a new GM, new head coach, let them evaluate what they have, and they could decide what they would want to do. I don't think they're married to Jackson Dart. Like you're painting. You're painting.
That's worst case.
Yeah, you're painting worst case.
But is it that crazy to think that the Giants might provide us worst case? That's pretty much what they've been doing for years.
No, also I wouldn't make that rash decision based on Dart in just his first year.
Yeah.
But I would definitively make it on the head coach and the quarterback. One thing I would say is I'm not sure if they're going to start 1-9, dude. If they lose this week, they got
to win the Saints game.
They're not well, okay, that's one. They're not beating the Chargers. So I can't. First of all, I don't think they're beating the Chiefs, even though it's encouraging what they did on Sunday against the Cowboys.
Yeah,
the Chiefs are not the Cowboys. Their defense is far better. It's not to say that
better coach.
I look at the game more of a winnable game now than I did 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I still don't think they're winning that game. Yeah, exactly. Coach, quarterback, come on. Chargers, same thing. At New Orleans, all right, let's give them a win, dude. Eagles at Denver, at Eagles, Niners. Oof. I mean, there is a realistic shot that they can go 1 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, like 1-7. They probably beat the Bears. I mean, who knows? Probably beat the Bears. Who the hell knows? At that point, though, it's over. What's the difference? 1-9, 1-7. Like, I think they're looking at that. If they don't show some continuity or the ability to build off of what they did on Sunday and go out there and compete and win a game at home against a team that's 0-2. Where are the wins coming?
Well, there's going to be very few. Let me ask you this, though, because after the Jets-Steelers game, and I was of the mindset of this, and I think a lot of Jet fans were like, all right, wow, Jets came out and did this, and, probably tighten up the defense a little bit, watch the film, Aaron Glenn, defensive coach, offense looked good, Fields, they put up 30-plus points, lost a tough game, and I think most Jet fans expected, I think every Jet fan expected a more competitive game, but they were fairly galvanized in the loss because the Jets looked different, all right? And there was no carryover. So what do you think that the Giant fans should feel right now, even though they lost to Dallas, but there's some galvanization here, similar to the Jets after week 1? Is it, all right, you come back against the Chiefs and look like the Jets looked this past week, against the Bills, or do they actually take the momentum from some of the good things they did against Dallas and actually play a good game?
I think you have to be excited about the potential and hope based off of what you saw, but also temper the excitement or expectations knowing that you need to see more of it. Like for me, I need to see it again. I need to see the Giants actually score 20-plus points again to believe that it's sustainable and legitimate what the offense did. We know Neighbors is a weapon no matter what. The inability to run the football consistently, is that deep ball going to be there against a much, 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 much better Chiefs defense? I'm not so sure. So I still think we're in evaluation mode to a certain extent with the Giants here heading into their Week 3 matchup. Sports Talk on WFAN is presented by Paramount Plus. Sylvester Stallone is back in the original hit series Tulsa King this season. Dwight faces his most dangerous adversaries yet, forcing him to fight for everything he's built and to protect his empire. Stream the new season of Tulsa King Sunday, September 21st, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
All right, September's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Men, make sure you get screened. Please do it. It's a simple blood test, and when detected early, the survival rate of nearly all cases increases to 99%. So the Yankees, Montefiore, and Fans for the Cure will have a free screening at the stadium before and during the game on September 25th. Everybody who gets screened gets a voucher for 2 tickets to a game in 2026. For more information, visit fansforthecure.org.
Mets or Yankees, Jets or Giants, doesn't matter. WFAN breaks it all down with passion, knowledge, and non-stop New York energy. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Here are the fundamentals that have helped Nielsen Dodge make customers for life. There's always zero down payment available. We'll always give you up to $1,500 over book value for any trade. If you need credit help, we're here to make it happen. And of course, great deals on any new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X 4x4, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4xe, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
fun is in the driver's seat when you save money.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Drive into fall event.
With approval term 24 months, do it signed Cherokee, $38.94, Wrangler, $43.94, add tax tag, $498 dock and DMV.
Attention drivers, the Mega Millions jackpot is up to $400 million. Take a break from the Jersey traffic and stop by any New Jersey lottery retailer to grab a ticket.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Whether you're heading out on a road trip or planning a weekend escape, make every mile unforgettable in a Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison. From sporty SUVs and timeless sedans to cutting-edge hybrids, their expert team will help you find the perfect fit. Mercedes-Benz of Edison has over 400 new and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. And with flexible lease and finance offers, getting behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz has never been easier. Mercedes-Benz of Edison, the Tri-State's premier destination for luxury driving.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
How good is a perfectly cooked tomahawk steak? The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your meat. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now and enter code word BOOMER for 20% off at chefiq.com.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, September 26th when the Yankees host the division rival Orioles for a great promotional giveaway. It's Yankees Jersey Hoodie Night, presented by Star Insurance. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees Jersey Hoodie. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. Don't miss Yankees Jersey Hoodie Night when the Yankees face the Baltimore Orioles on Friday, September 26th. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
At Hanover Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbor. Our decisions are made locally by people who live and work right here in your community and who understand what matters most to you. And your deposits, they stay local, benefiting the businesses, homes, families, and futures that make our towns thrive. We believe in true relationship banking, individual service, and commitment to community. Visit HanoverBank.com to learn more today. That's HanoverBank.com. Hanover Bank. Forward together.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
888-808-1019 is the number to call. We should have Brian Baldinger coming up in a little bit. Now, you and Jerry got on me. Yeah, last night was an off night. And the Sandman happened to be off night for the Mets, I should say. The Sandman happened to be in town. And I don't miss an Adam Sandler concert. And my wife couldn't go. She's got Sammy. We're not at the babysitter stage yet. Although, by the way, we are looking into that. Like $35 an hour.
No, that shouldn't be that much. There's no way $35 an hour. That's ridiculous. Should be 20.
20? That's a big difference.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You better get takeout.
30. I'm like, wait a second. 35 an hour.
No, that's tough. You don't pay 35 an hour, do you, huh? 35 an hour?
I've heard
That's crazy. For a babysitter?
You pay
for a lot of money. I don't know. I don't think it's 35.
We've never once paid $35 an hour.
We've never had a babysitter before.
Yeah, it's a big step.
We now, like, my wife's doing the teacher, so she wants to be a parent teacher or whatever. Is that what it's called?
What, helping out with the class and everything?
Whatever, class mom, whatever it may be. I'm like, God bless you. Like, all right, want nothing to do with that. But anyway, so like she may need on occasion somebody to watch Sammy for an hour or so, and then I'm thinking, all right, well, if we can start working a babysitter into the conversation. Like maybe we
get your life back.
Yeah, maybe. We tried to go out to dinner last Saturday night. I said we tried. We went. It took us basically longer to get there and get home than the actual meal. Now, they were serving us quickly, which was like ridiculous. But, Sammy's starting to fidget. The place didn't have any Wi-Fi. So now she doesn't want to be there.
The place didn't have any Wi-Fi. Where'd you go, Montana?
No, we went actually a place in Montclair. It was actually a nice place. But it was more like a vibey place. Like, it's a date place you want to go with your wife. Yeah,
I gotcha.
And we're there with our 4-year-old. Yeah. We probably look like outcasts in the middle of the place because everybody else is there on a big date night or celebrating an anniversary. It's like a sushi/steakhouse. Really nice place. But it wasn't any fun for either of us. Sammy's crawling on my wife, then she comes and crawls on me. She's playing with the chopsticks, nearly poking her eye out. And if you take it away, anyway, point is, need a babysitter.
It sounds like some scene.
Yeah, but then I'm doing the math on
What time did you go, by the way? Hold on. What time did you go?
Dude, I don't remember the...
About
6:30.
All right, so it's not full-fledged date night yet. It's still a little bit early.
Here's what I remember, and this is what really ruined the night. We're driving there. The Mets have a 1-0 lead. I'm listening to the game in the car. Soto hits his 40th home.
Make it 2-zip.
Yeah, and I'm like,
it'd be a good dinner.
What happened? What happened? Like my wife, the game is on. She could hear it. What happened? What happened? I'm like, Soto hit home. Oh, is that good? Yeah, it's good. Just be so just try to listen to the game. Then we get to Montclair, and it's like, I mean, dude, going out in Montclair on a Saturday night,
it's
like,
busy. You get good luck getting a parking spot, and
it's like the city.
Yeah,
we have to valet park so we can get to the reservation on that. So it was 6:30, and then I'm trying to check the phone so much so that the Wi-Fi is like acting up, and I can't see. We get in there with the 2-0 lead after the Soto homer. Before I could sit down, it's 2-1. I'm like, here we go. These bleepers are gonna blow it again. 2-2, and now I'm pissed off.
Sammy, put the chopstick down.
Yeah, my wife's aggravated because she's sitting on the bench side of the seat with Sammy crawling up on her. And now she's aggravated. I'm like, you could change your mood. Like, you can't change her. She's a 4-year-old. I said this to her. But you can change your attitude. And then she volleys back to me because I'm slamming the phone after the damn Mets blew the 2-0 lead. Yeah. And she's like, well, you could change your attitude too, not getting upset by the stupid Mets and the score.
Good God.
Yeah. On one night out, this is exactly how it goes.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we got through that night, whatever, and I'm thinking about the $35. We didn't use the babysitter then, but even if you do the math, dude, it's not worth it. Between the dinner, the cost.
That's $500 a night.
Exactly. So last night, I went to the Adam Sandler concert by myself. And I don't think that's a big deal. Jerry was making fun of me. You were making fun of me. I bought a seat. It was actually cheaper to buy one seat than it was to buy two together.
Where'd you sit?
On the floor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I go see the Sandman, I'm going on the floor. I want to be in the back of one of those selfies out. He did have Kevin James, that fake Met fan out there. But saw him a little bit.
King of Queens.
Rob Schneider was great. Kevin Nealon had some bit part.
The usual crew.
The Sandman is such a fun night and easy feel.
There's no false pretense. There's a phony bone in his body.
It's just, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just good humor. Yep.
Everybody to get along and just have some fun for a couple hours. And that's what it was. You know who else I saw?
No.
Jeff McNeil was there.
Oh, was he?
McNeil also. I'm trying to have an off night to get away from the Mets.
Sat with
and
Jeff.
I got running to Jeff McNeil.
Did you sit with him?
No, I saw him.
So now you get there. Yeah, it's I commend you for doing it. Didn't get. Yeah, I mean,
it's the Garden. Like
I hear you. I hear you.
got off for work. I took the subway.
I get
easy
it.
peasy.
I get it. You know, I've never done that. Have you ever gone to a movie by yourself?
All the time. I
really
love it. Yeah.
Really?
You've never been?
I don't think I've ever done that.
Movies
To a
even
movie.
better. A movie's like, I will admit that I missed not having somebody there, but my circumstance, like the tickets were, priced to a point where you're not going to ask, hey, you want to go to the Sandler thing, and then everybody's going to pay $300 to go.
Yeah, is that what they banged you out for? $3?
I ended up paying like $280 all in.
Okay.
Fees and all that stuff. But I had a very good seat. If I got that same seat, let's say Hoff and I were going, you're talking about easy $350, maybe $300 more. Like, it's just, and not everybody wants to go. So if I wanted to go, I had to go by myself, which is why I did it. A movie, though, is different because you're basically at the movie by yourself anyway. You're not talking during the movie. I love going to the movies.
So how long was the set? Like, how he was up there for what, 2 hours?
Yeah, about 2 hours.
And it's just all jokes, stories? I mean,
no, he encompasses joke telling and song.
A little music, too.
Yeah, even if it's a quick, like, 30-second, maybe even 10, 15-second song joke. And then other songs, like you did the Chris Farley song.
He is brilliant.
Dude.
He's brilliant.
It was just such a... I've seen him multiple times. I love him so much.
Well, I was going to say, okay, so you've seen him 5 times, 6 times?
No, actually...
Didn't you take your mom to one?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so...
I dressed up like the wedding singer for that one.
That's right.
Yeah, that was the last... I think that was the last time I saw him at UBS. I don't know how many times he's gone on tour. He was supposed to perform in 2020, but it got canceled. That was the first time I was going to go see him live. The pandemic washed it out.
Okay.
Then he came back at UBS in 2022. I went to see him.
And that was the first one that you saw him?
Yes, and then this one here.
I was curious if you saw him like a while ago, like how he's holding up compared to his old acts. Like I always look like, Billy Joel now versus Billy Joel back in the day. Not that Adam's as old as Billy, but if there was any decline or if he's gotten better.
Yeah, I've never seen the straight stand-up from him years ago.
Yeah.
But after his Netflix special, 100% Fresh or whatever it was called, that was like, I was like, wow, this was awesome. And more like a concert because of the music and not just quote-unquote stand-up. But yeah, I mean, dude, I once went on vacation by myself to the Bahamas.
You told me that you did go. Oh, yeah. That was after.
I was dealing with a breakup.
That was after a breakup.
I didn't want to go by myself. I did ask other people to come. It just didn't happen.
Wait, was this Bermuda? Where'd you go again?
Yeah, Bahamas. I went to Paradise Island.
And you wrote books, you said. And you said,
I read like 2 books.
And you were there for how long?
Like 5 nights, maybe.
And nothing?
Nothing.
See, that's the part that gets me. It's one thing to go by yourself.
Ice cream was the only dessert I had.
Yeah.
I was trying, dude.
You were trying, not a lack of effort?
There wasn't, the setting did not.
Should have gone to a singles club. Like, they got those, what do they call those things?
I don't know. But so you
brothels?
You wouldn't go, you have an issue with that, going to the concert by yourself?
I had to do it recently. I went to Deftones by myself.
The Deftones, this guy.
That's right.
Why are you laughing at that?
I know, it's funny because the Deftones. Like,
yeah, I know. At
least I went to see Sandler. Come on.
Well, the Deftones are my favorite band. I mean, I would go to Europe to go, and I've done it before. I've gone to Europe to see the Deftones play. I love that band that much.
So I guess if you want it bad enough, and by the way, Evan was there. He took his wife. He got 2 freebies. I paid for mine like a real Sandman fan.
Yep.
Evan goes on the arm. He gets 2 freebies. He goes, sits in a suite, whatever it may be.
That means he's free for the next 2 months because he's going to be at every Met game.
Yeah, I'm spending $300 on the ticket.
More like 2 weeks, by the way.
I hope. He's not a dummy. Let me take you to the concert. Now I'm good. I'm going to every game anyway.
$200 on merch. All right, 888. Should we break here or get to a call? We got Baldy, I know, coming up. You want to break or call?
Yeah, get a call.
888-808-1009, the number to call. Bruce is in Brooklyn. What's up, Bruce?
Hey, Bruce.
How you doing today, guys?
Good.
Listen, I really enjoyed the Giant game last week. Big improvement. But when is this guy going to finally get us some wins? I mean, don't forget, Dable has presided over the worst years of Giant football I ever saw. Now the schedule is too hard. Andrew Thomas never plays. When are we going to get some wins? When is this guy? It's time for this guy to either win or get off the pot. I mean, it's just like there's always an excuse, and his in-game play calling stinks. I mean, when the Giants had the ball on the 1-yard line against Washington, instead of running it in with Tracy, Dable has to get cued and try some.
But they can't run the football, Bruce, and thank you for the call. That's an issue. That's something that I want to see more of. I want to see them run the football consistently. So far, it's been a little gimmicky with Jackson Dart coming in there, handing off to Scadaboo. That was a big run that they had, obviously, on the day. Not enough consistency for me, BT, running the football. By the way, we have any idea about Thomas? Like, Is it just let's assume he's going to be out forever?
I mean, I remember when it caught you and I both off guard. Like, oh, he's going to hope to practice Friday before the Commanders game. I'm like, what? Hope to practice? I thought for sure he was going to play. Listen, the reality of Daboll as the Giants coach, you take Wink out of the equation, he's had no success.
Yeah, I know.
He really has not had any success without Wink Martindale.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to make it all about Wink, but I can't.
Neither am I. That's the reality of his tenure so far.
I can't argue that at least the defense helped carry them to where Daboll was conservative offense, run the football primarily with Barkley and Daniel Jones. They had success to a point where it got them to the playoffs. Even though we all know that they were significantly overmatched, they still found a way to have some wins. It's been anything but since then. It's been a total regression. Dude, the caller said, okay, well, when are they going to win some games? I mean, they had a winnable game there. They really should have won that game. Even with the win, you can at least say, all right, yeah, they were sloppy and they did some dumb things, but they won the game. Learn from winning. That is something they have not been able to get away with. They haven't been able to learn from winning. They lose the majority of their games.
And they haven't learned from losing.
Yeah,
sometimes you talk about, well, there's a lesson to be had from losing a game, but they've lost so much and they haven't won enough where we can't sit here and say, well, it was a rocky start to the Daboll era, even though it wasn't. First year was the only good year. But, it's been rocky the last couple of years, but they've learned from the losses as they bag these wins because the wins haven't come. I mean, here we are, 0-2. Does anybody think there'll be anything other than, I don't know, this is maybe being generous, 2-6, something like that? I mean, I don't even think that.
Probably not.
No.
Unfortunately. It would take a lot for that to be the case. BT and Sal on the Fan. Hopefully we have Brian Baldinger when we come back.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
2nd and 30, and they still get a big play down to the goal line, only to have it wiped away by a guy who's losing his mind, playing left tackle. James Hudson, they gave a 2-year contract to because they knew they need probably a left tackle while Andrew Thomas is out.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Could Tom Brady go from NFL legend to Olympian? He's set to play in a March 2026 flag football tournament in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, alongside stars like Gronk and Tyreek Hill. With flag football debuting at the 2028 Summer Olympics, he didn't rule it out. I'm Maggie Gray.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text BEACH to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BEACH to 42424. That's BEACH to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Connecticut's best value is at Town Fair Tire. They honor all manufacturer and valid competitor rebates, offer the most free services for life, plus give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Fans, step up to the plate this fall with Primo Brands home water delivery at water.com. Whether you're hosting the big game or keeping the whole house hydrated, water.com brings your favorites. Poland Spring, Pure Life, and even Saratoga straight to your door. No heavy lifting, no last-minute store runs, just the refreshment you need when you need it. Signing up is easy. Pick your water, choose your schedule, and enjoy. Use code BASEBALL for 50% off your first order, plus free delivery. Stay refreshed all season long. Order now at water.com.
Injured in an accident?
accident, your case in the hands of one lawyer may settle for $100,000, but in the hands of the right law firm could be worth millions. The Rothenberg Law Firm has been representing injury victims for over 50 years, winning and collecting billions for our clients. And we're not stopping now. The Rothenberg Law Firm, 1-800-624-8888, or visit us at injurylawyer.com.
Be a lawyer for injured ones. Injurylawyer.com.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Here is your Game of the Week, presented by Hyundai. Contenders are starting to stand out from the rest of the pack as we have gotten a couple of great weeks of professional football. This week, Detroit will travel to Baltimore in a game that may have playoff implications come January. Two of the league's best defenses will look to hold their own against some of the best quarterbacks in the league. Who will come out victorious? What is it that makes the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid an incredible SUV? Is it the spacious interior that's comfy for the whole crew? Or the capability to go off-road? Maybe it's up to 600 plus miles of range. What if it's all of that and more? Well, what is it then? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. Is it the driver behind the wheel? No. Are you sure? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid, so much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
HL Gross Jewelers of Garden City is Long Island's premier engagement and wedding ring destination. Visit HL Gross today or online at hlgross.com.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same day or next day delivery, or order online and pick it up in store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT Sal back on the Fan. We're joined by Odyssey NFL insider Brian Baldinger, host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. Baldy, it was ugly week 1 for the Giants against the Commanders. Not as ugly week 2. What'd you see on film? Let's start with the offense. Do you think that type of offense with the Giants outburst is sustainable with Russell Wilson throwing those deep balls all day long?
If he gets protected like that, I mean, you know, the rookie left tackle went in there and pitched nearly a shutout. He was much better than the guy that was getting flagged every single play for that drive. Never seen that before. But, no, I mean, I don't know. I mean, 450 yards in the history of the New York Giants. Eli threw for over 500 one time. That's the second most passing yards ever by a Giant quarterback. So I don't know if that's sustainable. But, look, all they talked about the whole offseason was we need more explosive plays. Well, they had 7 passing plays of 20 yards or more, including 3 touchdowns. And so I would say that I would think you could lean more towards what we saw last week than what we saw the first week with Russell. It certainly, it certainly was encouraging how they threw the ball on Sunday.
That's no doubt. Listen, I don't want to offset what the Giants did well here, but how much of that is attributed to what I think most of us thought was going to be a pretty bad Dallas defense coming into the season? I mean, that obviously is different than the Commanders.
Yeah, I mean, look, they they play without Deron Bland. Kyer Elam is, I'd be surprised if he's out there on the field next week for Dallas. So they were short in the corners, but everybody, Darius Slayton, Wandale, Malik, they all ran by everybody, whether it was Trayvon Diggs or Donovan Wilson, or they ran by everybody in that secondary last week. So Kansas City presents a different challenge, but you can still get the ball down the field. You got to be able to handle their pressures. Philadelphia did a good job of handling their pressures, didn't turn the ball over, and basically played a very conservative game to win that game, because Kansas City is not an explosive team at all and is really struggling to score points, period.
Baldy, before we move on to some of the defensive individual performances, I want to get your thoughts on that. But you mentioned Hudson, who was the tackle that had, the 4 penalties on that drive, whatever, a total meltdown. And I guess there's some thought that's saying, you know what, young kid, there's potential, there's fight there. For me, I don't know how you could tolerate that at the NFL level. You, a former lineman yourself, what would you do if you're the Giants with Hudson after that performance?
I would start Marcus Bowe if Andrew Thomas isn't ready to go. I have no problems with what Bowe has done in preseason, what he did in that game. He saw every decent pass rusher, Dante Fowler, Marshawn Neal, and Sam Williams. He saw them all in Dallas last week. They didn't give him much help. He was out there on an island by himself. He seemed just fine. He's a very smart kid. He's very athletic. He actually reminds me, I don't want to get carried away, reminds me of Deion Dawkins in Buffalo. Like, I think he has that type of athletic ability. He looks more like a guard than a tackle, but I don't know. Like that's the best left tackle we've seen since a healthy Andrew Thomas in a while in New York.
There you go. So both of you were on the dart train earlier than even we thought here. So based on what Russell Wilson did last week, does that change what stop you might get on at here, or do you still the same thing?
No, I mean, Russell played great. I mean, congratulations to him. Like, he blocked out the noise. He went out there and he played very well. And he read the defense properly. He made those throws aren't easy to make. I mean, the throws that Malik Neighbors in the end zone, I mean, there's not much room there. He threw them up there perfectly. And he's always had good touch on a deep ball. But the difference in this week versus Washington was he had really good vision. He didn't have to run around to try to find an open lane. The open lanes were presented by how they protected up front. And so, it does change my mind, but I don't think they have to make this switch right now. That's the longer they can probably hold off because the quarterback is playing good to great, then that's a good thing for the Giants.
Baldy, how about the inability to run the football consistently? Why is that the case with the Giants?
You would say that, Dallas did a good job against the Eagles week 1. They're concerted. They're basically selling out to stop the run. They stopped Saquon week 1, held him to 50-something yards rushing. They are doing a much better job. Kenny Clark makes a big difference inside. Guys where they were supposed to be, they're attacking the line of scrimmage in the run game. And so, look, they got the one big split by Scatterboo, and, that took them down to the 1-yard line. They scored in the next play. So I think I say this. September is like the new August. Like, I think it should get a little bit better this week, because I believe in both backs. Actually, all 3 of them, including Motor Singletary. But I believe the combination of Tracy and Scatterboo can be pretty good. Let's just give it another week. It's hard to do this in the preseason. Nobody really gets much time out there. So I think it's something where they can continue to improve upon it. That one run by Scatterboo, though, that helped them score on that drive.
So Brian, listen, you obviously have to, as a head coach, choose good coaches, delegate, let them do their job. But how do you split up the criticism and the blame when you're the head coach and you see, and you know what the opposing team has as a kicker, and you see a shell defense 15, 18 yards behind where they should be, that's just inviting them to get a pretty easy field goal attempt for that kicker? I mean, how does the head coach not step in and intervene? How does that play itself out, or how should it play itself out?
You're talking about the catch by Ferguson that got him into Brandon. It's a mistake. I mean, everybody was already saying, the Cowboys basically said, you get the ball to midfield, Brandon Aubrey's going to make this. He would have made that kick from 70. I don't see any advantage to playing that soft All right. And that look, the corners were already out to the number, or the safeties were already out to the numbers. They're already telling you it's a Tampa 2 defense. The middle of the field's going to be open. All Ferguson did was run to the 50 and turn around. Like, to me, in that situation, they need a field goal. Like, who cares? Like, if they score a touchdown because you're pressing these receivers, all right, you might have to live with that. I would press the receivers and challenge the quarterback and the receivers, rather than just give them that completion right there, because that's what they did. And I thought that was a real mistake. But I see that mistake around the league with as little of time, that was 19 seconds that were on the clock, whatever it was. Like, I thought that was a major error.
And Baldy, is it just because these coaches want to avoid getting shredded on the radio and in the post-game press conference?
I hope not. I hope not. I hope that's not how they're coaching, because, like, you know, I mean, it was just way too easy. It was just way too easy right there. And I don't know, like, even if they went to the outside, like, they could have completed the ball to the outside too. Mm-hmm. The corners were so deep. Like, if they wanted to throw it to the sideline, they could have done the same thing and got out and out of bounds, not even have to use a timeout.
We want to get to the Jets with you, Baldy, but I have a couple more on the Giants first. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. Dexter Lawrence, you were critical of his performance last week, and Abdul Carter. Give me your breakdowns of those two.
I still haven't seen the Dexter Lawrence. I know we have seen the last 2 years. I know he got hurt last year, but, you know, for a year and a half, he was a dominant player. I haven't seen that from him. And I don't know what it is right now, but, you know, he had a rookie guard in front of him, Tyler Booker. He had, you know, another young player. They had a backup center in there, you know, and for Cooper Beebe. And I didn't see him dominate the interior of that offense line of the Cowboys. And if Dak has time to step up like he did, like he can be deadly, and he was. So Dexter, I have a problem with. I saw Abdul had some rushes. He got on the interception by Drew Phillips. He was right there, you know, in Dak's chest. So I think he got there. You know, Bernsey is the guy right now that's and Kayvon played good. You know, got a little play at the end, but I think they need to do more as a group up front right now than what they're doing.
But with Dexter specifically, is it an effort thing? Is it a recognition thing? Is it a technique thing? When you're that good and you're that quiet, something's going on.
Yeah, something's not right. Like, you know, I mean, he should be physically manhandling people in the middle, and he's not right now. Mm-hmm. And they're getting into his body. Tyler Smith got into him a couple of times and are moving him. That's something that you haven't seen the last year and a half. I don't know if they're not challenging him the right way. Sometimes these big guys, you got to really challenge them, and you got to let them know that, you know, they're under the spotlight. They're counting on him to really take two guys in the passing game, where these other guys can kind of live one-on-ones and see if they can win. But I mean, he has to at least push the pocket more than he's doing right now.
No question.
And I haven't seen that the way I'm used to seeing it from him. If you ask me what it is, I don't know if it's conditioning right now. I don't know if he's got to play into better shape. If that's an issue, I don't know that, because he's still playing a lot of snaps. Mm-hmm. He just don't see 97 showing up the way we're used to seeing him.
You're not wrong. All right, Justin Fields. I mean, week one was fun, Baldy. It was a lot of fun. And then you could tell right away the first drive, he missed Garrett Wilson. He missed him by a good chunk. He was wide open. That's a 20-yard pass that they didn't connect on, never got on track. And he looked really like kind of like he did with Chicago. So concussion aside, which is a separate issue, how alarming the stark regression from week one to week two for Fields?
Well, it's a big setback as a whole group. I mean, Buffalo does a lot of different things defensively. They give you a lot of coverages, a lot of safety rotations. It's not easy to always read it, but, you know, Garrett's sitting right in the hole there. Just have to make that throw. His offense line can't protect any better. He missed a couple of those. He missed one on the flat, to Isaiah Davis on a third down. It should have been a first down. They should have been driving, and he threw it behind him. He knew it. He grabbed his helmet right away. Accuracy has been his problem in this business, and also not really always seeing things the way you got to see it. And he freezes sometimes. I saw that in Chicago at times, and he did a little case of the yips, you know, in there sometimes, just the way you see from baseball players throwing it to first base. Like it wasn't anything like we saw week one.
How about cleaning up the penalties? Aaron Glenn, it was a rough week for him as well. I know it's only week 2 of his head coaching career here. Week 1 was good, but still some stuff to clean up. Week 2, it got worse. How does a head coach like Aaron Glenn, Baldy, clean up the bad penalties that we've seen far too long with the Jets?
Well, I mean, Sauce had 2. I mean, they're counting on him to be a shutdown player the way they're moving around, and he wasn't. He had the penalties. He gave up some catches. Like, you're putting, you just gave him the contract. You're like, you got to play like stars win games in this league. Guys like me that played in this league in 12 for long, we don't win games. Stars got to win games. Josh Allen wins games. Like, Sauce has to help them win games. He can't be grabbing these receivers by the jersey. Like, he's better than Keon Coleman or, whoever's out there he's guarding. So that starts there. You can't do that if you're Sauce right now. So that's part of it. But the penalties are unforgiven, and it's got to be harped on all practice long. There's got to be you just have to know, like Chris Clemens, like they should have cut him.
Yep.
What they did to Clemens, like that's uncalled. Like, he didn't play well, and then he had the dumb penalties on opening drive, 3rd and 19. You're doing what you're doing, like it's just uncalled for. And you got to, like, it's 2 weeks in a row they've cut a player that's been on this roster. I mean, you send the message sometimes like that.
I'm with you. All right, so you talk about the Jets defense, and we go through the names, and there are some really good names that I think is a little misleading as to what the defense should be. That third level, the safeties, dude, this is going to be an issue all year. Their safeties just aren't good.
No,
I don't like them
the
at all.
tackling was terrible.
Ugh.
The tackling was bad. The 40-yard touchdown run by James Cook, he's stuttering in the hole there. Like, and all these guys are, I don't know if they're closing their eyes or what. I mean, it was just terrible. The tackling was bad. And there's just too many big plays that they've given up right now. And it's a real problem at this point because they don't really have any depth there either. When Cisco went down for a little bit, like, they don't have much there behind anybody. Tony Adams, he got scorched. And so it's a real issue. And look, if your back end isn't strong, you're either going to give up explosive plays in the run game or the ball's going to go over your head. And we saw both those things happen in 2 weeks in a row now.
You think, Baldy, last one for me, you think either of these two teams, Jets, taking on the Bucks in Tampa, the Giants obviously hosting the Chiefs Sunday night, you think these are winnable games for either of these two teams?
The Bucks are a good team. They played behind a broken offensive line last night, went 80 yards down the field with a drive that looked like a Friday afternoon walkthrough, what they did to Houston, who's a good defense. I do think the Giants and the Chiefs, I do think that can be a win. The Chiefs are really struggling. They don't have explosive elements to their game right now. They have one guy that can get deep, and that's Tyquan Thornton. And Mahomes has been very inconsistent. He hit him once for a big play last week, but they're not running the ball well at all right now. I don't know that they have a great running back on there's real questions on the left side of the offensive line right now. That team is sputtering. That's winnable. I think Tampa is a really good football team, and they're really well coached. And I just know Todd Bowles, what he thinks about the Jets. Like, if there's one game on that whole roster that he wants to win, it's the Jets. Like, it's still, he had 10 games, won 1 year. Like, it still is stuck inside him what happened up there in Florham Park.
Hey, understandable. I mean, and by the way, he's not alone. He's got a group of people that are frustrated by the way things went at Florham Park. Thank you, Baldy. Appreciate it. As always, look forward to talking to you next Tuesday.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
That was Odyssey NFL insider Brian Baldinger, host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. I'll tell you, BT, I was going to ask him about Sauce after I got to the penalty stuff. He went at him pretty good, which is good. I mean, I think Sauce Gardner's been overrated here. It doesn't mean he can't be a good player. It means to date, Sauce Gardner's getting too much hype, and to me, overrated, not making enough plays. The other thing, second week in a row, Dexter Lawrence as well.
Yeah, Lawrence, he has been on Lawrence from the get-go. Yeah, there's no doubt. Now,
is he hurt? I mean, I don't know what's going on.
He's invisible. I mean, so if you're out there, he's going to start doing much. He's got to do a lot more because he's just not playing well. But Sauce, to me, if you're not going to be a good tackler, which he's not, because Revis was like thick and stout and had better leverage and just better technique. I mean, Revis would wrap you up and you would feel Darrelle Revis when he hit you. Sauce is like a gnat, like just buzzing around, like zzz, like he doesn't have any oomph behind, then he hits. So if he's not going to hit you, which he's not, is he going to make any disruptive plays? When was the last time you saw, and I know he shuts guys down too. I get that to an extent, but I mean, can you pick one off? Can you jar one loose? Can you house something? I mean, you want to get that money and be an all-pro like he was in year one? You got to flip the field.
He's got a long way to go as far as I'm concerned. All right, BT and Sal on the fan. We'll get back to your calls on the other side, 888-808-1019. Right now, let's get you updated. Here's Andrew Bogut.
Wake up with Boomer and Geo. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 101. I'm Andrew Bogus. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by the Tobay Beach Boat Show. Visit nyboatshows.com. The Tobay Beach In-Water Boat Show is back at Tobay Beach September 19th through the 21st. Long Island's best boat dealers will be there with huge savings. Free parking all weekend, and on Friday, free admission for first responders and military. Visit nyboatshows.com. Maybe a little Fenway hangover last night in Minnesota. Now the Yankees need to bounce back in Game 2 with the Twins. 7:40 here on the Fan. You know the numbers. 5 back in the division. A game better than Boston atop the wild card standings. The Mets have a game-and-a-half lead on Arizona, with San Francisco and Cincinnati a half game farther back as they open a 3-game visit from the Padres. The Amazons debuting this Clay Holmes, Sean Manaea piggyback with this one. Holmes has the first pitch at 7:10. Odyssey Mets Radio. The Rangers this morning named JT Miller the 29th captain in team history. And Amazon Prime is the newest Masters broadcaster. The streamer will carry play from Augusta from 1 to 3 p.m. on Thursday and Friday. The 2026 Masters will have 27 hours of live coverage, a more than 50% increase from just 2024. Fan weather sponsored by Moderna. It is 72 degrees, mostly sunny in Central Park. And that's what's happening. Sports flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
The Yankees continue their series with the Twins. 7:40 tonight, driven by Jeep.
A one pitch, swing on a high fly ball. Deep center field, and that ball on cue is out of the ballpark.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play. The home of Yankees baseball is the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Mnexspike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna has arrived. To learn more and find it near you, visit mnexspike.com. That's mnexspike.com.
FanDuel's getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet $5 and get $300 back in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. Build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style is, FanDuel's got you covered. The NFL season is officially here and back. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/BT and download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/BT. We love the app around here. It is safe and secure, and when you win, get paid right away. FanDuel's the official partner of us here at WFAN. 21 plus and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And for help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Lowe's knows that free makes everything better. That's why rewards members get free standard shipping starting at Silver Key or Gold Pro status. Not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/shipping. Terms subject to change.
Tulsa is my home now. Academy Award nominee Sylvester Stallone stars in the Paramount Plus original series, Tulsa King.
This distillery is a very interesting business. We gotta know the enemy.
From Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Landman.
What are you saying? I'm a rat! If you think you're gonna take me out, it's gonna be really difficult.
Tulsa King, new season streaming September 21st, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
This is Tiki Barber. You definitely don't want your heating system to fail this winter. So call my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Have them check your heating system before it breaks. I know Edison Heating and Cooling. They can fix anything. Go now to EdisonHVAC.com.
Looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Get to Town Fair Tire. Michelin's innovative technologies are designed for durability and performance over any of the toughest road conditions, so you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires. And Town Fair's been a name you can trust since 1967. Now with over 120 locations and still growing, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ. Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 25 Mazda CX-30 for $199 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM 843629. MSRP 26865. Zero security deposit. Ends 9/30/25.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on The Fan. The BT and Sal show on The Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. We'll get back to your calls here in just a second. One thing that we did not mention yet today, BT, we did talk about this last year with the conflict of interest with Tom Brady being both a broadcaster and owner. And I know a lot was being made over last night, being in the coach's box there, being on the headset. Like, it's such a... I'm not saying that he's gaining advantages that's going to give it to Pete Carroll and the Raiders staff. He might be. I don't know. I'm not saying that it's a huge advantage. There's just no need for it. It's such bad optics. Why would the NFL... Why would Brady even do this? Just go be an owner then. Like, pick one. You can't do both.
Because he could, and it's a power trip probably. I thought they were going to make him divest his Raiders, his Raiders acquisition or pool or however you want to call it. It just doesn't look good, even if there is nothing gained intel-wise. I mean, the optics of this for the fan is just not good. So they did announce on Tuesday, today, so they put the statement out. All right, so he's prohibited from going to a team facility for practices or production meetings, but obviously allowed to sit in the coach's booth, according to the league. Quote, there's no policies that prohibit an owner from sitting in the coach's booth or wearing a headset during a game. Brady was in the booth in his capacity as a limited partner. I get that. It just doesn't look good. There's no way to tell exactly what he's doing, what he's gaining, but if there's anything that's uncertain or anybody just doesn't feel right about it, it just doesn't look right.
Oh, by the way, side note,
he's a cheater?
No.
He's known to do this?
He's not that good on TV. Like, I don't want to say it. I like Tom Brady, and I love Fox. We love Burkhardt, had him on. It's not like he's groundbreaking, and, he's not even close to Troy Aikman, not Tony Romo, not even Greg Olsen level. Like, they had something special. Now, he's Tom Brady, so he's going to get away with a lot because of the name. And I love Tom Brady. I respect him as a player. I love the winning attitude, all those different things that he brings. So I get the appeal of it. But come on, what are we doing here? Like, the NFL is going to take these negative appearances and be okay with it just because it's Tom Brady? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
But even if he was amazing, and I think he's gotten better this year, I do. And you see him on some of these podcasts, he's loosening up a little bit. He's starting to show more of his personality. Like, I think that he's more comfortable doing it. And we take it for granted because we've talked into a microphone for so long. But there's still a process, and he's getting to know Kevin, and it's getting better. But even if he was even if he was John Madden, he shouldn't have this ability to just doesn't look right.
Correct. That
doesn't look good.
It shouldn't matter. But I guess that's my point. And like, dude, clearly to me, he does not love broadcasting. You're right. Like, broadcasting is an art and you have to work your way up most times. Some people don't. But it also is just talking and about personality. And if you loved it, and I think he's just uncomfortable in it. His comfort zone is under center. I mean, that's or whatever, taking a snap.
Yeah.
Being a quarterback out on the football field. That's his comfort zone. Some people are more comfortable in front of the camera, behind the mic, on a field. His is clearly on the field. That doesn't mean you can't have two things, but it's like, I don't think he's ever going to get to the level that they expected him to get to.
Listen, and I don't think anybody's ever going to get to the level that they pay these guys. I don't think anybody's worth this money.
I mean, that's absurd.
Nobody's worth this money. Come on.
No, you're right. And by the way, you're right. It shouldn't even be a part of the argument here. But don't you think it is a clear conflict of interest?
I definitely do. There's no question. I mean, now, to what extent, I can't quantify it, but it just doesn't look right. And if one fan says, and wonders aloud, hey, what does he learn? Or the opposition. Yeah. It's just, it's a bad look here. And the other thing, too, is like, back to Brady in terms of his broadcasting chops, not that it matters, he is where he is. I think he'd be better in the studio. More of a long format, more, to really.
Time to breathe.
Yeah, let it breathe, let him chop it up, let it expand on stuff, give him some footage, just roll through some stuff. And I think his personality would cut through more. I just don't know when these network executives are going to learn to give a guy 30, 40, anybody $50 million a year, whatever the number is at this point. We're watching the game anyway. I got news for you. We're going to watch the game anyway.
And by the way, maybe he can transition to the desk or the studio when Bradshaw eventually retires. Like, you start to see the, transition period from both CBS and I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. You want Tom Brady to still be associated with your network. That's a way to do it. We've seen guys go into the booth and out of the booth before. I do think he would fit better in that role. But what the hell? I'm not even trying to get into that. I'm just saying that it is clear a conflict of interest to have Tom Brady, NFL owner, and Tom Brady, NFL broadcaster. It's just, there's no need for it, and it shouldn't be allowed.
Take a local player. Take Keith Hernandez. Take Paul O'Neill. Imagine if they owned part of a team and they were in a broadcast booth. I mean, you don't think that if they were still in the Mets and the Yankees booth, respectively, that their eyebrows wouldn't be raised? Like, what are we doing
here? All right,
here?
now let me ask you it this way. Not to play devil's advocate, but just to paint the other side of it. Do you really think that there's an advantage that Brady's gaining from his intel, inside knowledge, not just watching the game, intel, talking to coaches, whatever, or having his fellow broadcast partners or producers talking to coaches? Like, do you really think he's gaining an advantage by being associated with Fox?
Well, I mean, I'm inclined to say probably more no than yes, but anything is more than the other owners around football who aren't on a broadcast team. I mean, so even if it's like half of 1%, and again, that's why it's impossible to quantify. So I mean, probably, at the end of the day, I think that everybody's so guarded when he walks in the room that they probably don't really divulge a whole lot.
Right. Even if you're Burkhardt, for example, if I'm him, I'm reluctant to even share certain information. Now, again, I don't know how those inner meetings work. He's got to know something going into a game.
Yeah.
But you also have to be aware of, like, I don't want anything to do with, like, letting him know something he shouldn't know. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Well, listen, how it goes is this, and I'll just take whether it's Patino.
Right.
So you've got, say, a national crew coming in, and say Mink and I are in Rick's office doing the interview, right, for the pregame for the radio. And then you've got whatever TV team is in there doing it. Well, sometimes, we know most of those guys, sometimes we'll just stick around and kind of listen to what Rick says to the TV crew. And, before you fire up the mics, I mean, there's some off-the-record stuff that obviously will be applied to the broadcast without attributing it to Rick, like whether it's an injury, whether it's some sort of circumstances.
Right, but think of it this way. If there were a conflict of interest for you, let's say, BT, Mink was allowed in the meetings, you were not for whatever reason. You and Mink have to do a broadcast. Is he going to tell you knowing that you can't know?
I mean, I can't get Mink to say anything, no matter what. Forget about giving me classified information.
Like Brady's also putting his Fox teammates in, I don't want to say harm's way, but like in a tricky spot where it's not free and easy for the best of the broadcast.
Yeah.
Because there's got to be some restrictions that other broadcasts don't have.
It's a weird fit. It just doesn't look right. It really doesn't.
I'm with you. BT and Sal. Now, I don't think it's the end of the world. I don't think it's the biggest thing. I just don't. We said this a year ago. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Sonny's in Malvern. What's up, Sonny?
Hey, Son.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. We talked about last week, or even in the beginning of the season, how imperative was the Giants to get a split, and they came so close, obviously. It's a heartbreaking loss. But I don't think it's the end of the world. Listen, they're not going to go to the playoffs anyway. But I think going forward, it gives them a lot of confidence against Kansas City. Obviously, Baldy said Kansas City's not the same. I agree. I think their franchise, the dynasty is over. I think Kelsey is shot. He should just retire, get married, and do his podcast. Now, that offensive line is not the same. Guys, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because I called you last week and I was screaming for Jackson Dart to play in the second half. But I don't know if anyone talked about this. I haven't listened to you guys much in the last 2 days. But I don't think it made sense, Jackson Dart. I can't believe I'm saying this. Jackson Dart coming in for a couple plays. I never liked the fact that, quarterbacks coming in and coming out, even with New Orleans, with Hill, even though it worked to some extent. I didn't like when they pulled out Breeze and put in Hill back and forth. I don't think it made any sense. As far as the Giants' defense, guys, listen, we hung our hat on that defensive line playing well. I didn't see the game. I listened to the whole game. I was in the car, and I didn't hear Carter's name once. Sexty Dexter's got to play better, and when he needed them the most in that last drive, and Dallas only needed 20 yards. I don't know why they played such a soft defense, especially with that field goal kicker. They didn't step up. So I think the offense gives them a lot of confidence, and I think moving forward, I think we can upset Kansas City, guys. And, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I think we can pull out 6-7 wins.
Hopefully. I mean, let's start with one. Baldy kind of opened up the door. He thinks the Giants have a chance to maybe mess around and take out Kansas City here. All right, so there's a couple of things. First of all, the Dart stuff, that was just oddly thrown in there, and they said it on the broadcast, and I agreed. Like, not that there shouldn't be some packages for him, but they just threw him in there. It was just an odd, random insert. So that was number one. But I also do think there's value because you do that, and that's a competitive advantage. And obviously, he's no dummy. You put things on film, and now the defense has to spend a little time in practice, whatever it is. I don't know, but it could be slight advantage to the Giants. So that's why you do it. He's just a better athlete, a different athlete than Russell Wilson at this point. As for the defense, I mean, you just got to start wreaking some havoc. That's all there is to it. We shouldn't have to come here on a Monday after a Sunday afternoon and say, oh, did this guy play well? Well, what did this guy do? How about this guy? Did he do anything? When you have multiple first-round picks and big contracts and all the equity that you've devoted to the front seven on the defense, they are supposed to ravage games. Right. And they don't.
You'll know it when you see it. Not, I broke down the film and Carter made some nice plays or Kayvon had his presence. Like, you'll know. They need more. Like, you knew Burns showed up to play on Sunday. The other guys have to follow suit. One thing that I would say on that, let's take it easy on burying the Chiefs here. Even Kelsey. I know Kelsey's become a whipping boy because nobody wants to deal with the engagement, the marriage, all the talk about his wife. Be careful burying a champion.
It's a dangerous thing to do, but they didn't look this part last year offensively.
But they lost one freaking game.
I know.
You and I were in agreement.
I know. It just didn't feel like they had it, but they barely lost.
But BT, there is a big difference in that versus expecting them to lose to the Giants. I'm not saying it's an impossibility. They're vulnerable. They almost lost to the Jets. We saw that. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago with
the back show throw with Zach. Yeah, two years ago.
That was Zach's best game ever.
One Jets drive.
That was the apex of the Zach movement.
2 years ago, man.
Phenomenal.
It's crazy how fast it goes. Anyway, anybody can be beat, and yes, the Chiefs are certainly more vulnerable than they've been. I'd be careful burying Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes,
Reed,
and Andy Reid.
Yeah, I hear you.
Especially when you're a team that's won 3 games in the last 2 years. Like, come on.
Well, one team gets all the benefit of the doubt, and the other team gets none. And we know the pecking order on that combination right there.
Just be careful. BT and Sal, the fan boy, your calls when we come back. 888-808-1019, the number to call. Hey, stop dealing with your neck pain, backaches, sciatica, and go to Dr. Jay Shah at Samuel Institute for Pain Management, a migraine and nerve pain specialist who gets you back to feeling yourself again with minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Dr. J for pain-relieving solutions. Same-day and next-day appointments available with offices in Colonia, Livingston, and Englewood, New Jersey. Turn to Samwell Pain for effective pain-relieving solutions. Visit samwellpain.com.
Baseball heartbreak, football glory. WFAN covers every win, loss, and headline from the Yankees, Mets, Jets, and Giants. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Play of the day is the first 5 under 3.5 runs in the Pirates and Cubs game. Paul Skeens, who starts for Pittsburgh, has an ERA under 2 and is the overwhelming favorite to win Cy Young. Cade Horton, who starts for the Cubs, is 5-1 with a 1.24 ERA over his last 7 starts. Bet smart.
Right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday this season, all the way through the AFC Championship game. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on The Fan.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit TremfyaRadio.com.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on The Fan for the call of the day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Town Fair Tire is New England's largest volume discount tire dealer with over 100 locations. So we sell Michelin tires for the guaranteed lowest price. Like Michelin tires with all-season capabilities and maximum performance. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services for life on your Michelin tires for longer tread life and reliable traction in both wet and dry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT and Sal back on The Fan 127. Get you up till 2, then 7 and Tiki coming up. 888-808-1019. A little Yanks, a little Mets. Obviously, some broadcast stuff, some football as well. We'll get back to these calls here. Rashad. Yeah, Rashad.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Did you win?
No, but I was out there watching the Emmys.
Did you find out? Hold on, Rashad. Put Rashad on pause.
I'm sorry. There you go. I got
Hold on a sec.
No, I thought Dove would be
What's
yelling out
going
for
on?
us. So we're out there watching, and I think we're hopefully about 20 or so minutes away.
No, we didn't get it yet.
No, but there was another category, Hoff and I were just watching, local in-game reporter. Janae Coakley for the Jets.
Yeah.
Meredith Morakovitz for Yes.
Okay.
Gelbs for SNY.
Okay.
Gelbs won.
All right, there you go.
All right,
more hardware.
so now even more
Well,
so.
so that now satisfies, so Gelbs doesn't need another one, so get him off the scrap heap.
Gelbs won that one, so now I don't feel bad.
Pito's won a
taking
few,
him out.
get rid of him. You don't have to win again.
G. Apple already is saying he doesn't care to win. Now watch, he'll win. But the path, I think, has been cleared here.
Can we take the announcement live?
Yeah,
Are we allowed to do that?
I mean,
are we allowed to do it live? I want to do it.
Not going to do. Even we did it on slight delay.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, like kind of get it, and then 10 seconds later, roll it back.
Dude, I was actually a little nervous.
What do you mean nervous?
Sam Ryan, I think, is hosting it. Or
she's great.
Yeah, I love Sam Ryan.
She was Beningo's producer back in the day, right?
She used to work here.
Back in the day.
I don't remember her producing. I remember working with her when she was doing updates.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about 20 years ago. She did updates. Okay.
Updates, that's what it was. Thank you.
A long time ago.
Right.
But I love Sam Ryan. Great. But she's
awesome.
I think she's emceeing it or hosting it, whatever.
Okay.
I'm a little nervous now. Anyway, sorry to be back here late.
Nervous now.
Where were we? Rashad is in the Bronx. Go ahead.
Rashad, what's up, buddy?
Hey, good afternoon, BT. Good afternoon, Sal.
What's going on?
All right, so before I get to my Giants point, I want to make a quick point about the Mets and Stearns.
Yep.
Can we agree that Stearns' best move this season was getting Clay Holmes? Because all his other moves have seemed to be a disaster so far.
Siri, Mullins, there's the relievers. Roger's been pretty good here. Holmes. Yeah, I mean, Holmes is up there.
Well,
I mean, it's a short list for the good stuff.
Are we giving him credit for Soto?
No.
Okay, so if you're not giving him credit. I'm just asking, like,
not Soto.
Right, okay. Or who else? Go ahead.
Not Soto or not Pete. That was all Cohen. That's Cohen. That's not him.
Yeah, I mean, even if we were to give him Holmes and Rogers, it's not enough.
That's a thin list. It's a short list.
Yeah, I mean, you got to hit on the majority, then miss to win a World Series, and obviously the Mets don't appear to be anywhere near that. Now, go ahead.
Yeah. So now my Giants point. So me and my friend were debating about the 3 best players on the Giants. So we both have Dexter. I know he's been bad this season, but we both have Dexter as number 1. But I have Thomas number 2. He has Neighbors number 2, and we interchange those 2. So whose order do you agree with?
Well, I mean, the Neighbors shows up and he plays every week, and Andrew Thomas never plays anymore. So, I mean, right there, you got to elevate Neighbors over Thomas. Now, what I said coming into the season is that I think that Andrew Thomas is the most important football player in New York for either team, just based on the position and based on the deficiencies of the Giants' offensive line for all these years. But Neighbors he is absolutely ridiculous. He's
got to be number 1 as far as I'm concerned. Not important position.
No, I know what you're saying. Just in terms of best right now. He's one of the best players in the NFL right now. Forget about the Giants.
And that's what the caller said. Neighbors is number 1.
He's 1. And Lawrence has to be better. He's got to be better than this Dexter Lawrence.
And I'm not watching the film. Baldy is. I was actually surprised. Now, you could watch the game and not feel that presence, although for a defensive tackle, a lot of times, it's not, especially not a pass rushing tackle, a nose tackle there in the middle. You're not going to feel that presence as much as you would an edge rusher like Micah Parsons. But when Baldy said it last week, I was like, that's interesting. He went pretty good at Lawrence and then followed it up again this week. He's watching the film. So there are lofty expectations for Dexter Lawrence, who we talked about last year being maybe the best defensive player in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't rank him that high right now based off of the first 2 weeks. I don't know who I'd have behind Malik Neighbors second. Thomas you can't put in there because he's not playing.
No, that is a big problem.
Wando Robinson's been really good for the Giants consistently.
Burns. Honestly, Burns.
Yeah, Burns, that's a good one. Yeah, you probably have Burns second.
Burns.
Kayvon hasn't been bad.
No, he's been pretty good so far this year.
But I would not have, Abdul Carter should be up there. Dexter Lawrence should be up there. Yeah, overall, they may turn out to be maybe the most talented, most important. But right now, based off the first 2 weeks, I don't think there's any question.
Well, right now, Russell Wilson's on the list based on the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, his second week was, historic.
All time.
Jason calling from Brooklyn. What's up, Jason?
What up, Jay?
Hey, boys. Really enjoying the show today. I like how you're bouncing around a little bit. A few things on the broadcast, but Sal, I got to say, man, all I heard when you were talking about listening to the Met game on your date night and your wife said when Soto homered, is that good? All I heard was Dice's voice. Is that good for the Mets?
There is definitely some Dice that's been influential to me, no doubt.
That's a good impersonation, too. It sounded pretty good. Spot on right there.
Good job, Jason. Yeah.
I'm a Met fan, so I'm biased inherently, but the Yankees broadcast is excellent. K's one of the best for sure. I don't like the revolving door with the analyst that he's with. It's Cohn, it's O'Neill, it's a litany of ex-Yankees. I also think the music for Yes is just library boring. The Mets, it gets you pumped up. It's fun. It's exciting. I know the Yankees try to market the pageantry and the legendary aspect of the franchise. I get it, but it's so stiff. And the other thing I wanted to point out, I don't know if you guys have mentioned this, probably have, but SNY is doing this awesome thing now where they, Soto's up with a big at bat and they blend him into the face of the pitcher on the other side.
Oh, they've been doing that for a couple of years. I remember noticing that at least 2 years ago, and I like it, where you got the split screen, but it's not like a conventional split. Thank you for the call, Sal. I know you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like where it kind of blurs in.
Yeah.
And it's just a clean look. I remember seeing that with DeGrom a couple of years ago for the first time.
Yeah, John DeMarsico, the director for the Mets games, has done a nice job bringing a cinematic feel to the games. And it's not just like the walkout with Diaz or whatever it may be, or the starting pitcher. There, throughout the course of the games, there are cinematic views, which we're not used to necessarily from a baseball standpoint. So that has enhanced the viewing for a lot of fans.
Well, and also to the last point, there's something to be said for continuity in the booth. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's easy on K. I mean, you've got... listen, O'Neill, you got Cohn, even the studio.
Girardi, Flaherty,
Girardi's
Vail,
in there, Flaherty.
whatever.
Sometimes Rucco's doing games.
How do you say his name? Dave Valley's
Valley's in studio. Yeah, he's okay. And now Ottavino was on last night, and he's been worked into the equation here. So, and Todd Frazier.
Oh, yeah,
there's just a lot of people.
Yeah, to me, that's too much. Whereas the camaraderie, now again, that could be, you could say maybe they're trying to find their firm trio. I personally like O'Neill and K the best together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wishy-washy with Coney. I want to like Cohn.
I love Cohn.
Yeah, I always have loved him. I don't know, though, if I like the fit of Cohn, K, and O'Neill.
Well, do you just in general prefer a 2 or 3 person booth? I mean, I would probably think 3 because the Mets booth is 3. It's pretty good.
I think it's their dynamic works. I would say in general, I probably would prefer 2.
Yeah, me too.
But for some reason, the Keith, Ron, Gary work.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's seamless.
See, the difference, like Cone has a Keith personality, also could be analytical, but has a Keith personality. But then what is O'Neill? O'Neill's not Ronnie. So like Cone is a combination of Ronnie and Keith, and O'Neill is more Keith, but he's not that.
He doesn't lean into it quite as much as Keith does.
Yeah. And I mean, this is not being biased whatsoever. I mean, I just think Gary Cohen is fundamentally better than Michael Kay myself, but I'm not trying to pick sides here as far as that goes. I'm just saying why one booth would be better than the other. I think the first issue would be that they need to pick their twosome or trio and stick with that the majority of the games as opposed to having the revolving door.
Yeah, I like the pitcher-hitter thing, though. I do. I like having the play-by-play guy, having a pitcher, having a hitter, and getting the perspective. It's I mean, listen. I mean, when the games are good, does it really matter who's doing the games?
No.
But put it this way: I don't think that there's even when I know Todd did a couple of games. I think out in San Diego, right?
Yeah.
Did he do some Padres against the Mets
yes,
Padres?
I think he did that series. Yes.
You know, no matter who jumps in, nobody's bad. I do like the consistency, though, and I like having the pitcher. I like having the hitter as well.
Okay, BT and Sal on the fan. We'll finish up with your is this final break here? I forget. I don't even know where we're at. I'm caught up in the Emmy. I just got a text saying it might not happen before we're off the air. They paused it for a Lifetime Achievement Award. Come on. All right, BT and Sal.
You gonna get that?
I'm watching. It's very entertaining.
Are there people there, Huff? Is it like a big gala?
Well, there's people there.
Like a big ballroom kind of thing?
Well, it's as big as it could be at 1 p.m. on a Tuesday afternoon.
On a Tuesday?
Yeah, in September.
Sal's not there.
The city's biggest indoor pickleball event is coming back October 10th and 11th, and it will sell out. Sign up for the fun or for the cash prizes. Go to 1010wins.com/pickleball for all the info. The pickleball tournament is presented by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
You got to ramp up your defense. You got to get them all over the opposing quarterback. And I know it's easier for me to say this after the fact and fans to feel this way after the fact, because if you do blitz and you do expose one of your defensive backs and CeeDee Lamb's running for a touchdown, you're going to get screamed at either way.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by Napa, the pros that know how to keep your business moving at full speed. There was an interesting shot of Tom Brady last night in the Chargers-Raiders game. He was up in the coach's booth with a headset on. Brady is part owner of their team, which is fine, but he's also Fox's lead color analyst. We'll see how long the league can bend over backward for the GOAT, because now everyone can see it's an obvious conflict of interest. I'm Andrew Perloff.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Napa, we've spent the last 100 years building our business into an engine that powers yours. Whether you're big or small, national or local, Napa has the automotive solutions your business needs to stay moving. And it's all driven by a nationwide network of quality parts and exceptional service on one mission: to keep your business moving full speed ahead. That's why we are the pros that know.
How good is a perfectly cooked tomahawk steak? The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your meat. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now and enter code word BOOMER for 20% off at chefiq.com.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Here are the
the fundamentals that have helped Nielsen Dodge make customers for life. There's always zero down payment available. We'll always give you up to $1,500 over book value for any trade. If you need credit help, we're here to make it happen. And of course, great deals on any new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X 4x4, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4xE, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
Fun is in the driver's seat when you save money.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Drive into fall event. With approval term 24 months, do it sign Cherokee 3894, Wrangler 4394, add tax tag 498 dock and DMV.
Things today can seem kind of unpredictable. Who knows what's around the corner, right? Well, at Total Wireless, we want to give you something to be sure about. With us, you save 50% off Metro and Cricket when you switch with one line. Guaranteed. And you get to keep the phone and number you love. Visit our Total Wireless store today. 50% savings for unlimited plans versus comparable Total Wireless unlimited phone plans based on standard plan rates. Some customers may only receive guaranteed savings after contacting us and validating the current plan rate. Excludes promotional, discounted, and bring your phone rates. For Total 5G unlimited plan or higher, auto pay required. Applied on next renewal date. Additional terms apply.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
201-450-4263. Hi, I'm Dr. Glenn Gedgerman, and that's my cell phone number. If you've been recently diagnosed with prostate cancer, please call me directly at 201-450-4263. For more than 20 years, my team and I have helped prostate cancer patients at John Theuer Cancer Center's Radiation Oncology Department, now one of the largest programs of its kind in New Jersey. If you have prostate cancer, call my cell, day or night, at 201-450-4263. That's 201-450-4263. At John Theuer Cancer Center, we use TomoTherapy's unique guided radiotherapy to precisely focus on the prostate gland. Our treatments can be safely completed in a shorter period of time with fewer side effects and better sexual function. Call my cell at 201-450-4263. I'll make sure you're seen within 48 hours. John Theuer Cancer Center, a division of Hackensack Meridian Health.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-90 Turbo Select for $249 for 24 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Call 833-853-2970 for details. Then S1225248. MSRP $40,000. Zero security deposit. Ends 9/30/25.
Come out to Yankee Stadium to see the New York Yankees in action on Tuesday, September 23rd, when the Yankees host the Chicago White Sox. Don't miss a long-time Yankee Stadium tradition. Yankees Cap Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Cannon. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. That's the Yankees and White Sox on Yankees Cap Night, Tuesday, September 23rd. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
Hey, Tiki here. Imagine a world where all your smart devices work together seamlessly in one simple ecosystem. Introducing the Sloman's Shield Link. With Sloman's Shield Link, transform your home into a truly intelligent smart home experience. Control your lights, heating and cooling, door locks, cameras, TVs, just about anything in your home. Life is busy and daily stresses add up. But with Sloman's Shield Link, your home tech works in harmony, making life more convenient, safe, and enjoyable. Now imagine pulling into your driveway, and with one tap, your home welcomes you. Lights on, doors unlocked, only to hear your favorite music. A true smart home isn't just about gadgets. It's about comfort and security. With Sloman's Shield, enjoy a full integration of home security and automation, all at your fingertips. Make your life easier and your home a safer haven. Learn more at SlomansShieldLink.com or call 1-800-ALARM-ME. Embrace the future of home living with Sloman's Shield Link.
Call of the day with Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
Today's call of the day brought to you by Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Baldy, it was ugly week 1 for the Giants against the Commanders. Not as ugly week 2. What'd you see on film? Let's start with the offense. Do you think that type of offense with the Giants outburst is sustainable with Russell Wilson throwing those deep balls all day long?
If he gets protected like that, I mean, the rookie left tackle went in there and
pitched nearly a shutout, he was much better than the guy that was getting flagged every single play for that drive. Never seen that before.
What would you do if you're the Giants with Hudson after that performance?
I would start Marcus Bowe if Andrew Thomas isn't ready to go. I have no problems with what Bowe has done in preseason, what he did in that game. He saw every decent pass rusher, Dante Fowler, Marshawn Neal, and Sam Williams. He saw them all in Dallas last week. They didn't give him much help. He was out there on an island by himself. He seemed just fine. He actually reminds me, I don't want to get carried away, reminds me of Deion Dawkins in Buffalo. Like, I think he has that type of athletic ability. He looks more like a guard than a tackle, but I don't know. Like, that's the best left tackle we've seen since a healthy Andrew Thomas in a while in New York.
All right, there you have it. Baldy, our call today. In case you missed anything, check it out on the free Odyssey app. We'll finish up here on the phones, 888-808-1019. I'm not sure we'll be able to get the verdict on the Emmy stuff, so you have to get my reaction tomorrow if, in fact, win or lose, I guess. But we're awaiting word, hopefully, in the next 15 minutes. Lawrence is in Oklahoma City. What's up, Lawrence?
Hey, guys, good to talk to you. I haven't had a chance to say much about this Dallas game, but look, I don't care about Russell Wilson throwing for all those touchdowns. The moon ball is not going to be repeatable in future games. And just look at the Giants. Like, how have we gotten any better since Joe Shane's taken over this team? I can't point out one way. So let's get to the point and play Jackson Dart, because that's the only thing that matters this year is if we know if he's going to be any good. Because we're going to be picking first again. We're going to win 3 games, and I hate the Giants.
Yeah, and maybe you could get Archie Manning, who doesn't look that good out of college anyway. Look, don't let the hate get in the way of which still could be a positive future. We talked about that before they played a game. I know the results aren't favorable. However, it should be encouraging what the Giants did last week. There still is the potential of Jackson Dart being the guy. That could change the entire outlook and feel, if not in results now, but just the feel and hope and potential results next year.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible, but there's just not a lot of evidence. I mean, how many coaches start off with success and then it goes south hard, and then they're able to resurface and bubble back up to that success? I mean, think about when Rex came here. Rex had success right away, and then it went south, and he never got it back. It's tricky. It's a hard thing to do. So, I feel like the only thing left, and we've said this a million ways sideways, and it's exhausting. It really is exhausting, but it needs to be said. Until we get the final evaluation, what do the Giants look like with Dart and Dable? We're just not going to have the final answer because we have a lot of other answers. We just don't have that answer.
Right. Well, it's only week 2. Rob is calling from Long Island. What's up, Rob?
Hey, guys. Love listening to you two.
Thanks, Rob.
2 points on the Jets. I'm a season ticket holder. I'm going to say about 40 years, maybe longer.
Mm-hmm.
So this started happening when they opened MetLife. When you go to I understand as the season goes on, the Jets stink and the fans sell their tickets. I get it.
Yep.
But the first 2, 3, 4 games, I'm telling you, it's like being at the home game for the opposing team.
Yeah.
It's incredible. The cheers, the chance of defense when the other team is on defense. I don't know if there's an answer to this, if there's a real explanation, if there's a solution. There's no home advantage.
The explanation's simple. The Jets stink, and Jet fans don't. Right. Jet fans don't believe in them, so they're trying to make a few bucks on. when you have a high-profile team, Rob, like the Steelers coming in, that fan base that travels. The Bills, obviously, 6-7 mile drive south from Buffalo. They're gonna suck it up. They're gonna get these tickets, and they're gonna get the hand. And I don't really blame. I didn't like the Jet fans not showing up for week 1. I thought that the disrespect was strong, but I thought it was the wrong look for Aaron Glenn. I wanted better for Aaron, his first game as the Jets coach, but I mean, at the end of the day, you can't blame these people trying to make 40-50% on the tickets. The Jets stink.
Yeah, unfortunately, Glenn and his Jets are going to have to earn it. I can't blame the fans. However, it is embarrassing. I mean,
it's totally embarrassing.
This is New York. You could hear it on the TV. Neither of us were at the game, but you could feel it watching the overwhelming amount of Steelers fans there.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could just. I feel bad for the diehard Jet fan who does go to these games and has to deal with that. Because that's the last thing I'd want to deal with. Like, I don't even want to be bothered going to the game. But if I were, and paying the money and the investment and going to tailgate and going to look forward to the game, going to your own home stadium, with being drowned out by opposing fans, that is where I would draw the line. This is not a fun environment to be in.
Well, that's why I think a lot of Jet fans have tapped out, and that's why you see each year more and more and more, visitors making themselves very comfortable. And listen, that's not even to incorporate the fact that the stadium is very bland. It's brutal to get out of there. So, we've talked about this a lot too. You either go to a game, get there early, obviously stay for the game, and then tailgate again after it for 2 hours. But if you have any sort of responsibility, a wife, kids, job, whatever, it's kind of hard to do. And if you don't do that, well, then you sit in traffic for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Or you leave the game early, which is penalizing yourself if you get a tight game.
You think it's the same? Well, let me rephrase it. I don't believe it's the same, but I feel like it is happening just at a lesser level with the Giants. Where are you at?
I think it's happened to the Giants too.
But not
lesser. I think it's a little lesser with the Giants, but I think that malaise or that shift has infiltrated their fans as well. Yes, there's more and more evident that now Eagle fans, Cowboy fans, back in the day, Redskin fan, Commander fans, they always found their way to an extent into the old Meadowlands or the new MetLife, but it seems more pronounced. It definitely does.
Bud is calling from Bradley Beach. What's up, Bud?
Yeah, I've been watching the Giants. I'm a lifetime Giant fan. And, we're being rushed right up the middle. We can't run forward. We can't do the draw plays. But how many screen passes to the left or how many screen passes to the right have we tried this year? I don't think we've tried any. Okay? Let those guys rush us in and just drop it over their head.
Right. But have you thought about applying for the offensive coordinator position with the Giants?
Well, I would like to. I'll tell you, we haven't thrown one screen pass yet this year to the left or right. We've tried running up the middle, and they're running us backwards.
Bud, we appreciate the passion, obviously having some fun with you there. I do, BT, have to draw the line myself. And each talk show host is different. When you start getting into the play calling, especially just in general, if it's not a specific play, like we didn't break it down, but we questioned Aaron Glenn calling the timeout ahead of the 2-point conversion and then the play call on the 2-point conversion.
We're talking about the Steelers when we threw it back into the end zone. Did not like the play call.
I think those are fair game, but to call up and say you think they should be throwing more screen passes.
That tells you where we're at. It tells you where we're at. Well, now listen, to your point, too, trying to talk the schematics, and I appreciate his effort. I really do. Yeah. But come on, let's not be completely unfair and disrespectful to the Giants staff. I'm sure that the defense is doing something that's probably dissuading the Giants from doing what the last caller wants them to do.
Yeah, and that's also not the answer. Let's say they do throw a couple of screen passes for you. It's not the answer.
It'll be a 3-yard loss anyway.
Yeah.
Second and 13,
exactly.
Giants from their own 29.
And by the way, if there were a day to call and complain about the offensive play calling, it wouldn't be on first day where they scored, 37 points.
Everybody's twisted in knots here. These teams have ruined us. They really have.
Eric is calling from Brooklyn. What's up, Eric? Eric? Okay, Eric is no longer there. So,
have you ever seen, though, think about this, Sal, where two teams simultaneously, and the Nets, I don't say the Nets don't count. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but the Nets will never have the energy that the Knicks have. It's a Knicks town. We know that. The Yanks and the Mets is obviously a great division and a great rivalry, the great stuff that we get. But, the Yankees for 30-something years have not been down. Like the Jets and the Giants simultaneously. They have deprived us of any sort of joy, and even more than depriving us of joy, they've made us angry.
Yeah.
They really have. They've ruined football.
Well, it's very frustrating week in, week out with the two teams. Even if you just watch one, it's bad enough losing on each side, and it's been such a sustained bad run. Even with the aberrational successful season, there was nothing really to it. It was... The reason why Dable's first year was so successful is not only the results getting to the postseason, it was more about, this is year one.
Yep.
We're headed finally in the right direction. If you could take this slop and turn it into a playoff team in year one, imagine what they could do by year 2, 3, or 4. Unfortunately, it's been all downhill, a significant, off the cliff downhill since year one.
And that's the trapdoor with Russell Wilson. While you appreciate having something to cheer about, I mean, if Russ Wilson goes on a month bender where he throws, I don't know, 13 touchdowns and 2 picks. I mean, you still know he's not the future. So you talk about this with the Mets about sustainability. We just want something that we could see, that we can believe in, and we could piece out for 2, 3, 4 years. And right now, anybody think Justin Fields is absolutely the guy?
No.
We don't know who the quarterback